What is going on, you legends? Yes, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. Which means we're having a Sunday sesh. Where is my beer? It ain't a stream unless we crack a fresh one. And tonight's guests are some pretty good friends. I enjoy their company when I see them. They're pretty amazing people, eh? We got Sam and Cass, and this is the power couple of the Sydney indie underground metal scene. I don't care what anyone says. They are in two absolutely kick-ass bands. Speaking of which, we're going to get some Antonamasia playing in the background for all your ears. That's a bit better. So, without further ado, let's meet our beautiful guests tonight. Please welcome Sam and Cass to Behind the Beers with Beer Buddy. How are yous?
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, that's better. Just went a big shot at Sam. Don't know why that happened. How are you this evening?
Doing good, man.
Yeah?
Glad it's feeling like hell is abating. The heat, my God.
Yeah, it's cooled down a lot, eh? This weather's absolutely killing me at the moment. It's just going up, down, all around, everywhere. It's like 1 minute it's 37 degrees and it's 27 the next day. It's just mental.
All the people in bands are nervous every time the seasons change. like everybody get out their humidifiers and their sinus protectors. And...
But at the same time, though, it is a good thing because, yeah, it's just people start to get into it means once it gets warmer, it means the holidays are coming up, you know, everyone starts to get interested in shows and, yeah, it's just good fun from there on out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's good to see you this evening after Ram It Down. Ram It Down was a massive success the other night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Good people, good bands. It was a good night.
You all tore it up too. Like, these two just have, obviously, you know, they're married. They have so much chemistry on stage together, you know, so it just oozes everywhere while they're on stage together. And no, it makes for a good show, you know, it's good to watch. And the connection you guys have, you bring it on stage with you and it's awesome. It's really good to watch. I like it.
Thank you.
It's something different. It's not often you see it. So when you do see it, yeah, I appreciate it. Beer Buddy loves love, so.
It's awesome to have the opportunity to play in a band where we can be up the front together, you know, interacting and yeah, if it all comes through, that's just a bonus. But we jumped at the opportunity to be a part of War Rages when, you know, in the audition process, I reached out to them, and then we got me and Cass had a talk, and we had the opportunity to reach back up to those guys and ask if they were interested in a dual vocalist sort of setup, and they were for it, man. We went in there and ripped it up in rehearsal, and it was pretty much just it all came together perfect. So
it's good. That's good. And where are my manners? We have to cheers.
I'm sorry,
What
I
are you
did a silent.
Show everyone what you're drinking tonight.
Cheers. We got the Traveller tonight.
The Traveller, very nice.
Shout out
Australian
Travis
lager.
Bimmel.
Yeah.
Sponsor War Rages within. Go on, sponsor them.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Introduce us to Catherine Winnick.
Please.
And thank you. I'm drinking Gordon's and soda.
Gin and tonic.
What you
Crazy
got there,
people drink
brother?
gin. That's okay. We're all crazy down here, and I'm on the Stormies. Cheers, cheers, cheers to the cameras over here. But I'll cheers all of you beautiful people out there too. It's beautiful. But no, it is good. It is good that they took that chance on the dual vocalist because it's coming up more and more and more now, and I'm starting to really enjoy it. You know, like Linkin Park done it really well, and I'm surprised a lot more bands really didn't get into it. Butcher Babies do it really well.
Yeah.
You know, like I dig it. The screaming dynamic, the singing dynamic, it changes everything, and you know, especially with Cassie's voice, it's just, and how heavy it is. Sometimes I feel like when you get those purely singing bands with the real heavy stuff, it for me, because I do love a good scream, I do love a good guttural vocal. I miss that.
Yeah.
And when you just go, okay, we're just going to do dual vocals. It just adds so much. Just adds so much.
Yeah, I think it also brings like an interesting dynamic for writing as well, because Sam and I write very differently, different process, different styles as well, like in terms of like lyrical direction or like structure and things. And so it's been like a big learning curve for me with my black and white thinking sometimes, and I'm like, but I can't do it that way. And then it actually is a better way to do things.
I don't think there's any rules when it comes to writing. You know, you sort of you go the way you go, and if it doesn't work out like that, it's sort of.
And I think it depends on what happens to, like with writing. I feel like sometimes it literally just tumbles out of you, and it comes out exactly how you want it to, comes out exactly the way it feels like it works. And then there are other times where I've maybe got like the memory I want to use, or I hear a line that I'm like, oh, that sounds awesome. I could build a whole story around that in my head. You know what I mean? So I think that, having a structural approach first is really interesting. And that's what I've sort of been learning from you, like having like more about the melody and that's interesting.
Have you ever thought about sort of just running to opposite ends of the room and just going, okay, you go your thing, I go my thing, and then we'll meet in the middle, like just grab the same song, just go opposite ends of the room, do whatever the fuck you want in the process, and then just see what you can mash up together. Like take the parts that you really really like of each other's stuff, and see how you can sort of integrate it. Have you ever done that before?
No, we've done
different
that with
context.
Antonamasia. We've spoken, like we do that to a certain degree, but we've had the conversation about, here, let's go, with this song, you go in the back of the room, I'll go in the front, write it out for the night, and then we'll see what we've got and see if we can make anything out of it. But we haven't done that process all the way to the end yet.
Okay. Yeah, but it's kind of different every time.
I like it. It's a good way to do it because, man, I'll hear like rhythms and vocal lines that I think sound cool, and once I've sort of nutted them out, I can't hear anything else over the top of it, And if I go and say, hey, Cass, listen to this, and I'll show her the thing that I've come up with, Cass has a perspective that's completely different from mine. And nearly 100% of the time, whenever
it gets
Cass,
fiery.
whenever Cass hears something, and it's better. But it's hard to admit it. But yeah.
Aww.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's that hard. It's the first time I've heard it.
Hey, we're all about first here on Beer Buddy. It's all about You heard
it
what it's here for.
No, but it's look.
Hey, Taresk, I'm going to say this so wrong. Taresk. Taresk. I'm not even going to say Taresk is Loki. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. How you going? Hey. Thanks for joining.
What's up, man?
Man, really appreciate it. But look, firstly, it's great that you can admit that because, hey, look, at the end of the day, Cass is a very good writer. Like, you can see that through the Antonamasia stuff and stuff like that. You are fantastic. Yeah. And, but like I said, the way it works on stage, just the call and response parts, the way you bounce off each other, I feel like even as a band, it would just give you so many more ideas into the writing process too, because you can write parts specifically for Sam, you can write parts specifically for Cash, you know what I mean? You can really think outside the box and try and mash that stuff together. There's no limit in the stuff because you can go as high as you want or you can go as low as you want now.
That's right. Mm-hmm. We can meet in the middle and harmonise. There's a lot of opportunity to just explore like interesting vocal melodies and stuff over heavy music, and that sort of clash of brutality and melodic beauty. That's what I like to hear in heavy metal,
Yeah, and I think that comes across in different ways in both of the projects that we're in with War Ages and War Ages Within and Antonamasia. But I think it's also just one of those things as well where I think that as a songwriter, you'll change, you'll evolve based on what you're into, based on what what you're listening to at the moment versus maybe what the inspiration for the song was about. Anything can affect how you do it or how you approach it, and I think that's one of the coolest things about when we joined War Rages Within, we had to figure out how to do that for the same sort of instrument, because before it was Sam sort of focusing on drums and like some heavies with Antonamasia, and I was sort of more focusing on the vocal side of things. But now, like whenever I write heavy vocals, because I don't scream, I don't think I can, but I'm okay with that because I feel like there is definitely a difference between screaming because you can, as in you can make the noise, or screaming because you're actually good at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not everybody that does scream should.
Yeah,
Opinion.
no.
And I'm one
agree
of
with
those
that.
people that should not. I don't have it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like you can develop what's already there with screaming.
Yeah.
But if you don't kind of have it, I feel like it's not something that you can generally just click into, not safely and not longevity wise.
I agree. I agree. What I appreciate too is that you haven't thrown the baby out with the bathwater and just gone because I can't or either refuse or can't do it. You know what I mean? Like from other bands' perspectives and stuff like that, you choose not to do it because you have your reasons. Other people refuse to do it. They don't like it, whatever, and you at least don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and go, we're still having it in there.
Yeah, man. I have too much respect for it. Like I don't know. I suppose I'm kind of weird in the way that whenever I see, especially like when like you're playing and screaming and stuff, like whenever I see that, I think, wow, that looks like it feels so good. Looks like it feels awesome to be able to just open your mouth and you know what I mean? Like this, in the same way that you look at a lion and you're like, fuck, that must feel good to roar like that, But I thought that as a kid, and I was like, that's never going to happen for me in life too,
I'm pretty sure every great screamer wishes, every screamer that can't sing wishes that they could properly sing deep down inside. But look, and for anyone saying that I think I've seen a couple of YouTube videos where guys walked around with a microphone or whatever, and he's sick of people saying, "Oh, anyone can do metal scream." So he just walks up to random people and they go, "What do you think of heavy metal?" It's like, "Oh, anyone can do it. Okay, do a metal scream for me."
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that." Oh, okay, so not anyone can do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
I feel like it's more of a focus on the type of noise and the associated emotion behind the noise. So they're thinking it's more like a yell or like a frustrated but it's like takes so much technique and ability, and like some people kind of just fall into it and like they might be amazing at it, but I feel like if they're not careful, that's a short career.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, even when you have a look at punk singers,
Mate, we're not here for a long time. We're for a good time.
no, look, at the end
Give
of
it hell.
You know
Give it
what,
hell.
you know what you say that, but all the great ones they just don't die. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're here for a long
that's
time,
right.
and then their bodies crap out, and then they're just like, oh, what do you do? What do you really do? Because what spins me out, and I'm so happy I got vocalists on here because I don't really get the. We sort of talk to vocalists and stuff like that, even on Two Dudes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really nice talking to vocalists and stuff like that. Because you have a look at even punk singers. Punk singers, everyone thinks like you just sort of you're yelling. No, that all comes with technique. Like to be able to yell for 30 minutes straight takes technique, regardless of in your ear how it sounds. There's a right and a wrong way to do it, and if you do it wrong, you pay for it.
And it's not even that it's wrong per se, because even bad vocal technique does amazing things. Like every time you hear constriction in someone's voice, so Bon Jovi, for example, it's all the same, like all that, like terrible for your voice, really bad for your voice. It's like rubbing sandpaper against your vocal folds, not good. Same as vocal fry. So when you like talk like this,
Oh,
like
wow.
that's terrible for your voice. So
Nothing,
it can
nothing I do
sound
is good.
no, but look, to some extent, look, singing teachers out there or people that have like a formal education in this, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably am. But I feel like there are techniques that you can do that can mitigate the damage, which you do. Like you have, a range of things that you do that shifts how your voice resonates and how it projects and all that sort of stuff. And with singing, I mean, that's the kind of stuff like the vocal fry, the constriction, so that really tight, that kind of sound that's in it sounds great. It brings like really great tension and emotion and stuff, but it can really, really, really damage your voice. So screaming that much more so, if you're not sort of supporting properly, if you're trying to, force something that naturally doesn't come,
Yeah, that's
it
true.
can do a lot of damage.
We all say as we sit and suck on our vapes.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. I will say
Either
though,
way, I'm here for it.
I will say definitely, as someone who is an extremely heavy smoker, like I feel like this is probably shit in a different way, but I can breathe now. I can walk it. I can walk up a hill and not like feel like I smell toast. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. For the first time, like, it was funny. I was sitting with my wife. I think I'd been using the vape for a year, and someone walked past me after having a cigarette. And my wife doesn't smoke. She hardly drinks. Yeah. My wife's a very good girl. And I go, is that what I used to smell like? She goes, yeah. And I go, and you stayed with me? And she goes, yeah, wouldn't you have stayed with me? I'm going, probably not. Muck around. But yeah, like, gee, I didn't realise that, like, it stank. Like, it stinks.
It does.
I feel like there are certain smells that cigarette smoke goes really well with, but on its own, and especially if it's like trapped inside
When
or
you're
like
smoking,
on your
you
clothes.
You can't tell.
You can't tell, no.
But once you stop and you get a good, reminder of it,
yeah.
and from like a second hand, like from like a third party sort of point of view, it's a wild smell. Yeah,
I think
it's not for the faint of heart.
I think if you wash your hands, if you still have a bit of cigarette smell on you, but you've got like really nice perfume or cologne,
it's not so bad. It sort of mixes in well with it. You can actually get some really nice cologne. Like, I think cigar smokers do that.
Yeah.
Like, you get them real ritzy guys that'll wear really nice colognes that just complement the smell with the cigar and the tobacco.
Yeah. And that, it smells amazing. It's, you know what it is? Because if you wash your hands and you're a smoker and you wear really nice cologne, that's the kind of scent that people will get for you. But if you don't wash your hands after a cigarette, it's stubbing it out.
Yeah.
It's the butts, the ashtray, that smell, I reckon, is what is real.
Hey, maybe that's why back in the day they used to have those rich guys in the bathrooms. Be like, you have a bunger, go inside, wash your hands. You know, 'cause
Old
you know
mate
all that,
Dad
and then
spits
and
you
then
up.
you just go, all right, spit you up, mate. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, there you
I
go.
like
See,
it.
we learning. This is what it's all about. It's what it's all about. We learning.
It's making me feel like a cigarette. Oh, no,
I was just
mate,
thinking
I'll
that
tell
about
you
a
what.
cigar.
No, I love a good cigar. That's probably like, nice cigar, a good whiskey, something like that. Yeah, I like to get a bit fat catty every now and then.
fancy with it.
No,
Yeah,
well,
fuck it.
like you said, you only live once, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I've already probably done enough damage to know that I'm not going to be here for a long time, so I may as well just have a good time.
May as well have a good
Man,
time.
that's my motto.
Well, at the end of the day, like, you got to, like, I do worry about my health now, so I've calmed down a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, so I have calmed down a lot. I do take my health somewhat seriously in comparison to what I used to. But yeah, at the end of the day, like, what are you going to do? Sit here and worry in front of your kids all the time and show them that you're not living? Like, there's no way to do it.
Yeah.
There's no way to do it. You got to show them take chances and live a little.
Moderation. Moderation.
Moderation is the key, though. That's it. It's a spice of
Right.
life.
As an '80s baby, like throwing caution to the wind when it came to your health was
That was
just the way we lived. It's the
yeah.
way we were raised. You know what I mean?
I guarantee
We just
you
had
go to you go
got
to
into it, hit
any
it hard,
person born in
and
the mid-80s, there will be a photo of them as a baby with a beverage in their hand, like an alcoholic beverage. I've got a photo
Yeah.
of with my granddad, and I think he's holding me, and I've got a long neck of Fosters in my hand. The thing's empty, but I'm holding the
Yeah.
thing and trying to drink it like a bottle. Look at me
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Good times.
But that's the thing, man.
Bring back the '80s, I say.
You look at you look at you look at life as a whole now, and crack, go, do it in the camera. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Love it. Bevies on a Sunday night. It's the best way to do it. You're here with us. We're chilling. We're drinking. It's all happening. Whoa. You guys on that boat show?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. There we go.
Drinks on the bay.
Yeah, there's some big stuff coming up for that. There's some stuff in the works coming up for that real soon. I'm getting involved in that now.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting.
So,
So that should be good
Yeah.
fun. There's
we'll
some
be there.
there's going to be some advertising coming out for that real soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all in the works at the moment. So
Excellent.
yeah, but yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big ups to Firefly, for putting all this thing together. It's gonna be an awesome
The
day.
Simo's crew. Too.
Yeah, the Simo's crew that just in a time where venues are not few and far between, but there's only certain many around. They've gone and created one in the harbour, and that's
On the water.
That's fucking.
That's a great idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
wait
Well,
any
we
time.
may as well take the time to plug it right now. And I was having a look at the tickets today. $28. It starts on a Thursday at 8 p.m. So you got no excuse not to get there after work if you are going. So it leaves from the quay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves from the quay.
Yeah.
So you just hop on a train, get yourself to Circular Quay, get there by 8 o'clock. You hop on a boat. $28 if you buy the tickets early on off OzTix. I've done all the research for yous. You go on there, go on the Freaks on a Boat Facebook page. Go on OzTix, check out the Freaks on a Boat thing. $28. You get a fucking cruise around Sydney Harbour in the middle of the summer. At 8 o'clock, just as the sun's going down, so it's going to be cooling down real quick, which will be perfect that
Beautiful,
night. It'll
yeah.
be absolutely beautiful. I'm not a weatherman, so you're going to have to ask the Bailey Barometer or some shit. Not me, not your guy. I'm Beer Buddy. If you want to know about beer, I'm your guy, not the weather. But
Who's baby?
yeah, drips and drops
Feeling
across
down here,
rooftops. But yeah, you get out of that $28. There's drinks served on the boats, great music. There's a burlesque show. There's a hoop girls. You got a DJ, Firefly. Who was it? War Rages with is it War that's playing? Yeah,
Yeah. More ages within.
War
Yeah.
Rage. War. Yeah, you spit off the band, Sam.
Yeah. It's Upside Down Miss Jane. Tomorrow's new format. That's their first show back since Brooks joined the band. That's going to be exciting. Firefly, they gave such an awesome performance at Ramble Down's Christmas show. They're
Yeah,
gonna,
the sparkly
they-
elf hats were incredible. That
they're
was
just-
amazing.
those guys are just all balls to the wall energy. It's always an awesome time in Firefly on the stage. I think they're headlining. But yeah, and us,
Yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Then yeah, like I said, you got the hoop girls, you got DJs. It's $28. Cruise around the harbour.
Burlesque-
It's going to be a
burlesque
sick night.
Yeah, three levels of entertainment.
Oh, there you go. 3 levels of entertainment. Could you ask for any more? I don't think so. I'm actually dragging my old man along for this one, so he's going to be
Nice.
doing some filming with us, and I'm going to be vlogging it, and yeah, doing stuff. To do talk music. It's going to be mad. It's going to be a sick night. It's going to be a fucking sick night.
Yep. Excited.
I can't wait.
So I actually saw the King Parrot one was on today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked like it
That
was
was
going
so
all
good.
right.
we were planning to go to that, but yeah, we just unfortunately just had too many clashing things. So
You came here instead.
yeah.
That's right.
No, I'm joking, but no, that's not the point. Getting ready for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
of course, of course.
No, but yeah, it's good. I reckon it's a great idea. And you know what the best part about it is? No one can fucking leave.
No.
And no one will look at you weird if you dress like a pirate.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, now you're giving me an idea.
Yeah.
I think there's a Captain Feathersword costume with your
Yeah, I
name.
might have to get a beer belt so I got strap some titties across it or something. I don't know if they'll let me bring beers on the boat. I don't think they will.
We'll throw them in the drum
Just
case to
say
sugar
they're
up.
just say they're props. They're just props.
Man, I can't wait for that. And that is the 11th of January. So make sure you go and get tickets to that because it is going to be a good night. Firefly did put on a mad show. KJ cracks my shit up. I love that guy. Cracks my shit up.
Yeah, I think they just have a really good way of like capturing a crowd. Like each of them, even like though Alanis is up the back on the drums, I cannot take my eyes off that girl. She is the most engaging person to watch play drums.
Man, when they done their Christmas song, did you and they had the hats on?
Yes.
Blindfolded. She
She
had
done
a
the thing
sweat over her
blindfolded, like
eyes.
she done. I got to post the photos. I actually haven't posted photos from that. That's a bit slack on my part. I'll do that on Monday
went
just to
up-
keep people interested. But yeah, oh my god,
I went
So
up
good.
there because I thought it was falling down, and I was gonna sneak up behind her kit and like pull it up for her. And then I saw her, mind you, while still playing Eyes Closed, with one hand pulling the Santa hat down, and she was like, "I was just in the zone," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
she was, but like what an absolute beast, eh?
Always-
Like, and
Yeah.
it's the stage presence they have, and that was the one that, like, honestly, ram it down. I think Ben has worked out that room to a point now where the sound is just on point. I have like ideas coming out the bloody rear end for it now. It's becoming its own entity. They had the best sales they had the other night. It was just fantastic. The raffle went gangbusters.
Yeah.
You know what was funny?
Yeah, 'cause-
Piper. So I didn't realise this. So they were obviously talking about piercing outside. Piper's a piercer. So I'm walking through my local shopping centre, and I had my daughter with me because we were out there looking for my mum and beer buddies' Christmas gift from the kids. And we're walking through, and lo and behold, I see Piper. So I'm like, "Oh, hey, how you going?" And, you know, quick wave. She was walking through, and I didn't realise it. And my daughter goes, "Oh, Dad, how do you know that girl?" And I go, "Oh, I was at the concert last night, and Piper was the one that won the merchandise giveaway. That's right, we give away stuff, so make sure you get down there. Merchandise giveaway." And my daughter goes, "Oh, she's the one that pierced my ears."
Oh no way!
And I'm like, "How do you
What a
remember
small
that?
world.
Like, how do you remember that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, that means she's the one that done my nose ring."
So you've literally been this close to her.
She had a mask
That
on.
sounds like
She had a
a
mask
story
on.
that yeah.
I'm
I can
99.9% sure she had a mask on when she done the nose ring, and
Oh,
I,
yeah, well,
I
then
was
that's-
I was
yeah.
crying the whole time because I got my nose pierced, and that's what happens
Yeah.
when you get your nose pierced.
Yeah.
It's like getting
Yeah.
punched in the face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, wow, the world is really small and
Yeah.
awesome, and my daughter remembers way too much shit, so I've probably traumatized her. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Did Piper do mine too?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I think Piper did mine.
At Skin Candy?
Yeah.
That's it. Piper did mine too, bro.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So you didn't remember either?
No,
Maybe you were
I've got
traumatized
a
as
mind
well.
like a fish though. So
Yeah, same here,
Yeah.
man. And it's really bad
also
when you're
had
doing podcasts.
terrible names and terrible faces.
You also
Yeah.
had your face penetrated twice
I did.
in one sitting.
I did.
Yeah. I get a lot of stuff done from a lot of different people. It's just, yeah. Tarisk.
Yes.
I hope you're having a good night. I hope everyone out there's watching is having a good night because I'm having a great night. This beer's going down really well. Going down too quick,
Charask,
but
he passed on Kinesis video to a dude in the States that reviews music videos.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's passed it on to a couple of people that have reviewed our video clip, man. Very cool.
Thank you,
Very
Tarask.
cool. Thank you.
Well, you know what? We're going to use that as a segue because that was a great segue into If I can get it ready, I'll get it ready. Just you can all look at me while I get it ready. I did have it ready. I didn't have it
Kinesis
ready.
was the last song that we released, and at that time, Justin Gonzalez was playing keys for us, and with Antonamasia, and he actually produced that whole song.
Wow.
You know that the sound of Kinesis is we got to give it up to our mate Justin.
Love you, Justin.
Great work, brother. We love you. And
Was that the same
video
Justin that was there filming on?
No.
No. Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
wait, filming where?
At Ram It Down.
Sorry. No. But yeah, no. Justin Gonzalez, he was our keyboard player, and he yeah.
Oh, that's
and
right. Yep.
Yeah, he's an awesome producer. He's actually
And End Oblivion too. He
and
produced
Oblivion as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's producing the EPs of my side projects as well, or our side project, and I'm in a third band as well.
Ooh, what's that called? Plug it.
It's called Ascend Terrain. We can expect to hear something from us in 2024. So.
I thought you were going to say 2014 for a second,
Yeah, I
and my
almost did, I
brain
think.
was going, "Yep,
Yep,
that's
that
right."
works.
We're still young. It's 2014 and we're still young.
Yeah. In that project, I'm lead vocalist. It's I suppose hardcore, right?
Yeah,
Like a hardcore
Yeah.
band. I'm so bad with the genres.
Man,
Yeah,
I don't like to book into that shit. At the end of the
I don't
day,
really know what
look, and
that-
here's my thing with it. A band
Yeah.
should never. A band has no right to pick their genre. You only have the
It's
right to
sort
make music
Yeah.
if you think it sounds like whatever it sounds like, and it's like, and you're struggling to figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't pigeonhole it. What you're best
Yeah.
off doing is just playing a couple of shows, and then people will come up to you, and then just start going. It sounds like this. It sounds like that. You're this band, and when they go, oh, like we really like the sound. Blah 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 blah. Go, okay. What do you reckon we sound like?
Mm.
Eventually, they pick the genre for you. They'll put you in a genre.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting thought too, because I think it's like some unspoken thing as well, is that like everybody sort of thinks that everybody else knows a bit more about the subgenres. So nobody's really kind of, gonna challenge it. Like I heard this one person say one time, oh, it's probably a little bit blackened, but like but in like a really sort of kind of prog kind of way. And I was like, dude, it's just you like it or you don't. Is it good? Cool. If it's heavy, sweet. If it's not, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I think the subdivision of metal further and further and further into these little incremental things just creates more barriers for people to access it. You know what I mean? Like someone who listens to Sleep Token, which apparently a lot of people are hating on, don't fucking understand why.
I love Sleep Token. I was jamming them on the way to Ram It Down.
Magical. They are. Mwah. I just can't even talk about how amazing they are. But like someone who listens to that in some circles would be like not considered someone who listens to metal.
I get how there's subgenres sort of break it up to a point where you know kind of what someone's talking about if they're explaining it.
Yeah.
But
the
I
thing is,
just don't know what they are, what the different ones mean.
As they merge and as things are more digital and as like different sort of genres collide and make new baby genres, and like I feel like it at some point it's helpful to have those broader categories.
You know what?
But like,
I'm gonna make a new term right now, because sleep token for me, sleep token remind me of a lot of like Red Hook and stuff like that. I don't know if you're Red Hook fans, but Red Hook are fucking boss.
they're sexy metal,
I reckon it's Aussie pub metal.
baby making music is what it
Oh,
is.
it is. It is. It is. It is.
I mean, there's some themes there, you know, choke hold and do you like that? As much as I try, now that I've said it that way, try not to hear it in an Irish accent.
Oh, okay. No, don't do that to me.
Try, no,
don't
but
want
seriously, trapped under the surface of your world. Yeah. Do you like that?
Oh, don't. Don't. You're gonna break it. You're gonna break.
No,
You're gonna break the
it'll-
music for me.
It'll never be the same.
It's like they
But
had those
it's okay.
bad. They had those
It just
back in the day. They used to have these overdubbed people, like what metal actually sounds like. And they did a Pantera one. And I think it was they done a rip off of 5 Minutes Alone.
okay.
But it's called Find Me a Stallone. And when you listen to it,
love a good pun. Oh, we like to swear.
yeah, go hard, please. This is full.
Oh, I think you're frozen.
Broke it.
I think I did. Hold on. Yeah, no, we're good. We're back. But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
we like when you hear it, it breaks you, and you can never hear the song properly again. Every time you hear it now, it's just like Find Me a Stallone, and I'm just like,
It reminds me of that comedian, a British comedian, and he does like misheard song lyrics. And so there's one where he's like saying like my heart will go on, sounds like the hot dogs go on.
yeah.
And the funniest one is the We Are Family. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I said it like that.
Because you have to sing it you have to say it in the rhythm. You have to. It's just that's the millennial in you. Like, yeah, just
But so the guy's doing his bit and he's like, you know, this sounds violent, this one, or whatever he says, and it's just I don't even know what the lyrics are. And he's like, just let me staple the vicar. So it's like,
no.
just let me staple the vicar.
No.
It's fine. Like I find shit like that so funny. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, I did it to my wife today. My kids were just going ham this afternoon, and I just chucked on some random stuff. I chucked on that. Have you ever seen the Marble Machine?
No.
I'll send you the video. It's a guy that plays this crank machine, and it's just filled with marbles, and all the marbles drop on different instruments, and it makes sounds, and he plays a full song. I'll send you the video.
Oh,
it's
that's
very cool.
cool.
We might even watch it. Who cares? I'll send. We might be able to.
There are no rules here.
Yeah, there are. Beer Buddy has no rules. We'll get copyright strikes till the cows come home. But my kids were watching that, and they were so engaged. And then the next thing you know, it must have been from like a really old playlist, because it brought up this bad lip reading video.
Oh, I love bad lip reading so much.
Yeah, and it was the Star Wars one. Have you ever seen the Seagull song?
We have seen and memorized most of them.
Yes.
The
Okay.
Seagull
So you
song,
know the Yoda
My favorite is Karl Popper. It's my message tone.
Mate,
It's Karl Popper.
my kids made me pick them up, and I had to dance around with them during the Seagull song. And they were going bonkers, mate. They loved it. My wife's just going, "Where do you find this?" And I'm like, she's like, "You spend too much time on your phone." I'm like, "It's old. It's old. Like, I haven't watched that thing in years."
My favorite is Medieval Funtime Land, the Game of Thrones one. That is movie quality.
Look at your stomach. It's a ton of beer and pounded sugar.
Because it's powerful, yeah. Powdered sugar.
When they all have the food poisoning. Oh.
You're so pretty and cute and precious to me. My favorite is the
I got girls in my dreams.
or like the hey man, hey listen. Now I ask you a question. You think they should make iPhones for babies? Cause I do. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Facelift.
Yeah, we've seen that way too many times.
Hadouken.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Oh,
Whisper.
Zaid
does that
Bodone. Oh, I'm hope I'm saying these right. I'm a bit inebriated, mate. Thank you so much for the sub,
Oh, is
man.
that
Oh, Ziad.
Ziad?
Ziad. I'm just, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Ziad, how you going, man? Oh, I met you at Ram It Down. I remember now. How you going, brother?
Lovely man.
Yellow Leadbetter will always
Outrageous, man.
be about a wizard on a whale. Now, thanks to misheard lyrics. Oh. Oh, no.
Or is it a Reebok or a Nike? But
Yeah.
that's from a joke. Is it a Reebok or a Nike?
Oh, no. See, Weird Al Yankovic
That's
made it
not
cool.
really me.
That was a
and that's the
joke,
thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we need another
yeah,
Weird
Weird
Al.
Al.
We need a resurgence of Weird Al. Maybe the Ram It Down crew can do it.
Have you seen that movie?
I haven't.
His
you
biopic.
gotta watch
It's
it, man.
fucking ridiculous, but it's funny.
No, it's
dumb.
a, it's
you
a
like
bio
Weird Al-
parody. It's not a biopic.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the bio
It's a
parody.
parody. It's hilarious.
It's fantastic.
If you're into weird,
It's
you know.
Daniel Radcliffe
Yeah.
going on adventures as Weird Al, and it is, yeah. At first I watched it and I was angry. I don't know why. I was like, this is fucking stupid. And then I watched it again and I was roaring. So I don't know.
Man, well, I think because you actually wanted the biopic.
Yeah.
Have you ever
No,
seen?
but I don't like, no offense, Weird Al, but like, I'm not, I mean, no, I'm not a fan. I think it's funny, but like,
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
but like, it's been done, you know?
By him.
exactly.
Yes.
He was the guy. Like,
Over
it
and
was literally
over
done by
and
him.
over again.
Like I want to see him do new stuff. I want to see
Yeah,
him take some
yeah.
new stuff now. That'd be
Yeah.
interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Like a Weird Al chandelier cover or.
Oh,
I would have like,
Yeah.
I would wrecking ball.
Yeah.
oh,
It's funny. It's so funny. Even these songs, we're trying to bring up pop references. They're all like
Yeah.
10 years old.
to be
No,
fair,
but it's just I'm thinking of Weird Al swinging around in a white leotard on a wrecking ball, and I think that's
I
funny.
was actually thinking of the same thing, but from a chandelier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
That's scary.
I remember back
It's
in the day
definitely a
we used to
fuck
do that. We used to sit in the back of one of my friend's cars and get really high.
Yeah.
Living at home with our
Me too.
parents. And it was a long time ago. I'm nearly 40 now. It was a long time ago.
And it's nearly legal, so
Yeah. So we used to literally do that, and I bumped into a friend one day, and it was weird because I haven't seen her in such a long time. All these memories came flooding back to me like a dump truck, and one of the memories was us sitting in the back of my mate's car writing these lyrics, and it was for duality, and yeah, I'm having a complete blank now, but yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, I was like, we used to do that. We used to do like the Weird Al shit, and we had like a book.
Yeah, parody cool
Yeah,
songs. Yeah.
yeah.
there was a washing one that I heard of ages ago, which I thought was very funny at the time, but is now very lame. But make sure all your whites are separated. You don't want that shit to go dark. This is the whites and blacks pile. This is the color of blah, 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 blah. It was like so dumb, but I was like, that's good for the youngins, you know? They sometimes take a different approach to normal skills. Like they do things a little different in the
Nah, it's
younger.
a male thing. I met my wife, and she's like, "Can you do the washing?" And I just grabbed everything, just went. And she goes, "What are you
Done.
doing?" And I go, "I'm doing the washing, babe." She goes, "You're gonna separate that?" I'm like, "Separate what? The clothes from the clothes? Fucking well separating." It's like the darks from the lights and the colours, and I'm like, they're clothes, man.
We're not about segregation in this house.
Yeah, you know. And mate, I've never had an issue. But to be fair, since the separation of clothing has happened, it does look a lot better. she's not wrong.
There's,
Tell me
there's
that.
something to it.
There is.
Yeah,
Like, I get
she's
some
not just-
banging stains sometimes. Like, I always fuck up. I will go out to somewhere that's going to be real saucy for dinner and I wear a white shirt. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't really have that problem, but
Because,
It's
yeah.
subconscious challenging yourself.
I feel it. But it shows up just as much on black.
Yeah,
And looks very
it's
suspicious
true.
if you've eaten a carbonara.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Especially, I'd know from the beard, especially if you slurp it.
Yeah.
I think I broke Cass.
Yeah.
Okay, Ziad just worked out how to comment. Awesome to see you. Thank you so much, beer buddy. Man, Ziad, thank you so much for joining. It means the world when we get comments like these. You guys keep on making the good music, man. I enjoy seeing you guys show. I'll tell ya, Friday was on point. Friday was such a good sound. All the bands are great. I can't wait to see the footage. That's what I'm really looking forward to. And the other thing I'm looking forward to is seeing the footage with the sound. So it's very good. It's very good. And Tarisk said, I'll have to catch the rest of this later. I'm lurking from work. Need to go do stuff. Have a good one. Wave.
Thanks, Darius.
Mate, you take care. Work hard. Work smart, not hard.
Yeah.
Don't bust your ass.
Hey, buddy. Appreciate you.
No, look, here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, if I had the opportunity to have a platform like this, really, and so many platforms with like Metal Matt now, like Metal Matt kicking off, Two Dudes Talk Music, Metal Ruse,
Matt.
you know, like it's all going the right way. I think it just needs to be channeled a bit better.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to quietly open a packet of wagon wheels.
Just open the wagon
And-
wheels. Just eat the wagon
Slowly.
wheel. Just eat the wagon wheel. Just eat it. Just open it. Just open it.
Sorry.
Here, hold on. If you really feel that bad, I'll
I've
mute
got
you.
some individually wrapped mochi
That's-
balls next.
That's
Oh, she's
awesome.
snacking.
That's awesome. Hey, I get snacky.
It's
Do
about
you know-
snacks and music.
I get so snacky during streams sometimes. I do.
Me too.
But yeah, it's
Put them over there now.
it's good to see so many bands kicking around and so many now people starting to get into the point if that they can't play in bands and they're into the local music scene with a little bit of disposable income. You can actually take your passion and turn it into something constructive. Like, I missed the scene so much that when I had the opportunity to get back into getting into music, and a big ups to Karen if you ever see this, because Karen Andrews, the brains behind Gymno Rocks Fest, which isn't going anywhere, I promise you that. It'll be back one day, gave me so much bands and stuff like that, and it was such a start because she believed in what I did. And then when I saw what Lance was doing, Lance was taking such big steps. And we were already doing it with Two Dudes Talk Music, and I've already done it with Beer Buddy, with sort of a lot different bands and different genres and stuff like that. It's like it's a waste for me not to use my platform to promote the metal scene.
Yeah.
I wish I had it when I was doing it. I have the opportunity to do it now. I have to give back to the community I was once in. And if I can
Yeah,
give it back
that's what you mean.
twofold
Yeah.
with Two Dudes Talk Music and Beer Buddy, I'm going to fucking take every opportunity to do that, because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about the community. And
Yeah.
like I was saying to the
That's
boy
awesome.
KJ, when one wins, we all win. And if everyone keeps on moving in forward, everyone will just keep fucking going. And yeah.
Nah, man, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you have 70 fucking payers through the door at Ram It Down with the, what was it, the Heavy Metal Evolution show that was also on that night.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there were a couple.
I think
couple
that
in
was
the city.
it was their 20th anniversary. Or something.
Oh, happy anniversary, guys!
So there's heaps of stuff on. So there was heaps of stuff on, and we still got good numbers, and yeah. What with both projects, I guess now that how do you guys sort of does it work as a it can't work as a hindrance because they both thrive so well. So that sort of eliminates that part. But how do you guys manage your time? And then because the bands, I guess because Sam's on drums in Antonamasia, but sort of make sure the content doesn't sort of cross over too much between the two bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a natural ebb and flow with any project that you're in. Like there's a natural time where you'll probably be booking more shows. There'll be sort of more downtime where you're working on an album or recording, writing, whatever it is. And
Bless you.
thank you. That was a cough, but thank you.
Sound like sneeze on my end. Just in case.
Well, I'll take it. Yeah, but like I think that when it comes to crossover with stuff, it is very different. I feel that the way, like, I mean, first of all, we write collaboratively for War Rages Within with vocals. Sometimes Sam will write things like that he can hear me singing. Sometimes I'll write his heavies. Like, so it is a very different
Stylistically, it's very different.
Yeah, and structurally, like, and I think, the dynamics of the music also influence a lot, what we talk about, and the chords that are used even, I feel like elicit different sort of emotions in me, so that affects how I write.
We've got a pretty good method so none of the projects we have run into each other too, like on a timeline sort of basis. We all plug into that Google Calendars, and when every band member has it from each different band member, we're all like linked into the same calendar. So if say War Rages books a show or recording time or like schedules a rehearsal, I'll mark that in my calendar, and everyone from Antonamasia can see that. So when it's time for those guys to book something, if there's something that there's an event on that date, we just don't book on that date. You know what I mean? So it feels like as long as everybody is communicating.
Yeah,
and
that's really important.
And it's all marked down so that we can check it before we agree to do anything.
And we still do that
they
whenever
don't butt heads,
whenever there's an offer out or anything, or someone contacts us for a show, like we will generally check the calendar if everybody's free.
Yeah,
we'll still check anyway, just in case, because there's nothing worse than booking a show and then having to say, look, I'm so sorry, but we can't do it anymore for some reason. It's something we fundamentally really don't like doing. So we believe in keeping your word with stuff, and if you are if you're agreeing to work with a booker or a venue or other bands who've asked you to play the bill, then you owe them the respect. And the, I think it's about having a little dignity about yourself too. Like, keep your word and show that you're honor your commitments, show you're accountable, and show that you care about it as much as you do. You know what I mean? If you don't care about it, then
don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Get out of the way and let the rest of us have fucking free run.
Oh,
that's the bottom line. How's that mochi?
Gooey.
I got the black sesame one. I'm digging it.
Not a fan of mochi. No.
Really?
No.
I had a chocolate one earlier, and
But
it tasted alright, but the texture was a bit funky. Man.
Yeah.
It's because I didn't let it sit for long enough
You
before I
want
gave
it
it to you.
gooier?
It goes chewy, and this goes like creamy rather than icy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So for those of you, oh no, that's what we're gonna do. Far out. We've got to watch a video clip. Show the people. The video clip.
Oh, it's my fault. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'll have the screen for it. All right.
Did a little finger in your tongue.
I can't. The mochi's in there.
Okay. Let's breathe through. Okay. Yeah.
I can still see.
That's how metal vocals were invented, I swear. Sorry, we're being very disruptive to this process.
Where did you guys record this one at? Because I don't think you guys brought this one out when you had been on Tudu's Music. No, it wasn't
So I
because
don't
we had a
think so.
different. I remember it was one in a
I think it was
desert. So
before
it was
the
one in a
release.
desert sort of setting.
Yeah, that would
That
have been
was
Cat
that was
coming
with
apart together.
yeah, a slightly different lineup
Yeah,
at the time.
before we rejoined.
Yeah. So there was like us, and then so the original lineup, and then like different sort of shifts and changes happened. There was Click, was her name. She was the vocalist that was after me and before me as well.
And Shane was on drums.
And Shane was on drums. Howard was on bass.
So,
all
Kinesis came
awesome
from
people too.
the
Hi,
album,
guys, if you're singing.
the album that those guys wrote and recorded. Back then, it was around like 2014 or something like that. Maybe a
Coming
touch
Apart
earlier.
Together.
Yeah, and Coming Apart Together is from that era. And yeah,
So we're
I
a
think
couple of other songs were
we
as
all
well.
we all rejoined probably back in 2019, I think. Was it a little bit earlier?
5 years ago,
Yeah.
4 years ago, yeah.
And since then, we put together End Oblivion, and we released like a lyric video for that.
Oh, okay.
And then Kinesis, and we shot the we shot that video. Was that in 2019? I believe that was in
Last year?
2021,
I don't know.
22. Yeah, and but we shot
It
that
was
video
last
with Chris Elder and
Yeah, it was last year because
Yeah.
when I saw it on the video, it was a year old. So it was with Chris Elder.
yeah.
He's awesome.
It was a great
And,
video.
Yeah,
And my girl
so good.
Kimber, who did my makeup.
And,
Just such a good team.
No, that's what
Like,
it's all
there-
about.
there
You
was
got to
only a
rep. You
few
got
of
to
them.
rep everyone, especially
the whole experience was awesome.
blokes don't notice that stuff. Let's be honest. But for any like who sits there and goes, "Geez, Cass's makeup looks fire in this."
It's also just the fact that it was so just Kimber is a very, very, very cool person just to talk to. She's a very cool person to talk to, but also super supportive. Like, I was a bit nervous. I'm one of those people that takes the phone. I'm like, no, delete it. It's terrible. It's terrible. No. But getting better with that. But I think with this, because it was so important to me, I just didn't want. There are still some regrets I have. My Santa coat situation, I'll get to later. But I feel like there's part of it because I have this like beautiful coat from this shop in Prague. I ordered online. It's not as fancy as it sounds. But like it just looks really lovely from the front. But from the side, I kind of do look a little like Santa, I think. I just
Like a black,
like I've got my
fiery red-haired pixie version of Santa.
Pixie. A gremlin. I'll take gremlin.
Gremlin?
No.
No, but I think they were just very like Kimber was very very supportive, and also just like you do like just was really lovely, like because you could see how nervous I was, and then so whenever I come back down I was like and she's like, don't go there, it was good, it was really good, we got there, you know what I mean. She fixed up my hair. I think they just worked really well together and seamlessly, and they treated us so well. They wanted to hear our ideas, they wanted to try different things. Elder did those panning shots on a skateboard while he was filming.
That's what I'm talking
Not
about.
on like a dolly or anything. Like he got up and he's like, all right, ready? Okay, and action. And just, it was incredible and relatively stable. Like the whole time, like he didn't stack it once. I was like, that definitely.
You
wouldn't
can't. When you got that type of equipment in the camera, you can't. There's no stacking it. There's no stacking it.
There's no try.
Oh, mate, I would have had the thing on a tripod on the skateboard and just been like
Yeah.
walking it. I'd have been too
was
scared.
so-
That's game. That's
just-
legit.
Just really innovative. Used the space really well. Made it
Yeah, their lighting was
so
awesome
beautiful.
as well.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Like the cellist as well. There's
it's an amazing shot. Just even like the way
Yeah.
it pans in and out with you
The
with the cellist and
sounds.
stuff like that.
the sound of it just in that with that light and the smoke. Like we were seeing it as it's seen on camera, but in front of us with the cello like echoing through the space, which was all cement. Like if you saw it in the light, you'd be like, ew. But like this this space just totally transformed. And when the cellist was playing, because she was playing onto the track, but you could hear the real cello, just it was hauntingly beautiful. Everybody was so quiet, just watching. It was amazing. It was
Cellos are
such a good
amazing.
experience.
Cellos are such
Yeah.
a big instrument, and they
Mm,
create so much dynamic. Like that's why they sound so scary. That's why the intro to Jaws, when it's done, like you know
beautiful.
what I mean.
Heartbreaking. Mm,
And you know, it's just yeah. And then when they're used in metal music and they're used properly, like the Lorna Shore,
mm,
the last Lorna Shore track. There's probably been more. I haven't. I'm not the biggest fan, but one of the Lorna Shore tracks. It was a journey. It was a
Yeah.
journey. It was a journey, and it just had everything. It had the orchestral pieces. It's just. It works so well in metal, and it's funny
I
because
would
I don't know if you've ever seen it. Have you ever seen Metal A Headbanger's Journey in the Musical Brain?
No.
Oh,
no.
oh, oh.
Yeah, yeah, it's another
After
link you need to send me.
after
Okay, yeah, I think you need to put it in
yeah,
the
I'm gonna
chat
I'm
for
gonna try
everyone to
find
watch now.
I'll find them both for you. That candle behind you is about to go up.
Whoops, and so was my hair.
Wouldn't that be an interesting shot?
It was. Just burnt some of my hair off,
That
everyone.
candle was about to go up. That candle on the left that's been blown out was on fire.
Yeah,
It's on fire.
it's the decorations come unstuck.
But yeah, like
Like this.
what I think it was in Metal A Headbanger's Journey, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he done social science in university, and he was a massive metal fan. So he went, okay, metal is a subgenre and a community within itself. He focused on communities in like Africa and stuff like that, and it's like, well, metal is like an international language around the world because everyone like people from around the world like different metal bands. So he went through this journey of headbangers and literally tried to work out the path of heavy metal, where it started, where it originated from, all the different bands, all the different influences, the main players, the mainstays, and stuff like that. But one of the professors he was speaking to, sort of about the whole thing, goes, "Oh, if Mozart was alive today, he'd be in a band like Cannibal Corpse,
Yeah.
because the music back then was so. When you listen to like even Beethoven's The Fifth and stuff like that, it is dark. It is a dark and it's heavy. Like it's big music. It's written with a lot of intent, and heavy metal is taken with so much intent because it's written by individuals that all have to come together and work out a piece,
Yeah. Yeah. It
as
has to
opposed to
marry
like
up
a
in such a way.
yeah. And you got to watch these docos. Metal, I think it's called Metal on the Brain, is when they
Yeah.
actually start to talk about. Oh, sorry, the musical brain is when he actually goes into how music affects the brain, and they they show you the effect of music on Alzheimer's patients in real time while they're in CAT scans,
Yeah. Okay.
and the outcome is amazing. Like you have people that they basically had Alzheimer's patients that would listen to songs and it would transfer them back into the time of exactly when that's because they put on popular songs of their time, like whatever was on the
Yeah. I
radio.
think I've seen a video of like of what you're saying, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's
And their face and just lights
yeah,
up
you'd
like
love
because
it,
they're
Cass.
remembering. Yeah.
I
Very
would.
cool.
Yeah, for
I would. I'm hugely into brain imaging, and I think that being able to see stuff, external things that we think are very simple actions, or that we don't think a lot is going on when someone's listening to music, for example. It's just like someone's hit Christmas lights in Home Alone. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's just
Well, the way I try to explain it to people, at the end of the day, music is vibration. That's all they are. They're frequencies that get thrown out in the air and they come out of sound. That's all music is. Different vibrations, different resonant frequencies. It's sound is a vibration. That's all sound is, and you hear it.
yeah.
You hear the vibration. It's vibration that makes you feel shit
Mm.
through your ears. and that transmits
Yeah.
into your brain. That's the capacity, the power of music. And it was funny because I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she goes, "Okay, so Dad, what's the go?" Like she was like, "Oh, so why do you like music so much?" And I'm like, "Well, music's everything, man. Like music is you can make music out of anything. Like there was a DJ back in the day that used to make music out of sounds that he used to hear in the street. You have like people like Billy, yeah, like doing crickets and stuff like that. You have
Bangarang.
Yep.
you have Billie Eilish that's using
Yeah.
the sound of the
Big.
Australian
Crosswalk.
walk signal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, music is everywhere if the right people hear it. And could you imagine when Billie Eilish and her brother were standing there hearing that, and they heard that thing, and they heard we can use that in a song. That vibration made their minds work.
Yeah.
You hear it every
Yeah.
day, and all it
Those
is a
two-
walk. But those people heard it and made it something completely different. And that's the power of a musical brain. So Cass, what do you actually? Well, I've never actually asked you. What do you actually fully study, or like what are you majoring?
Yeah, I'm at the moment completing a bachelor's of psychological science, and eventually planning on to go on to honours to pre-register me with the Australian Psychology Board, and then after doing a clinical master's, I want to practice clinical psychology, but I'm also interested in how certain types of brain damage and certain life circumstances, a few other things influence criminality,
Ooh.
and also how physical brain degenerative diseases can also contribute to criminality, and how they can be diagnosed ante-mortem as opposed to only after death. So
Oh wow,
yeah, so
that's crazy.
long path, but
I thought you would have gone down the music path.
That's
So I was
gonna
going to say,
happen later.
I'll tee you up with a great person that does musical. I've got two people that do musical therapy in Queensland. We can find out how music affects the brain and
yeah,
change the
I'm
world.
interested to know that
You never
anyway.
know. Maybe you can work out how music can fix the crims.
I'm interested in how psychedelics can fix the crims too.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's dive into that a bit. I mean, I've noticed recently that they've just brought out on the TGA that MDMA and mushrooms are now being able to get used in clinical
Psilocybin
microdosing.
research.
Yeah, as in microdosing. I have a friend of a friend who knows some people who are currently using it, and they reckon it's a game changer. I'm a massive fuck it. This is beer buddy. I'm a massive advocate for that shit.
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah.
Like I personally think, like my I've never tried mushrooms. That's probably one thing I've never tried. But I used to like taking a big dose of acid. Like not a big dose, just one full tab once a year or something like that, just to really sort of give myself a bit of an out of body experience and really put my life in a perspective, because I think especially now we really get caught up, and I was thinking about this today. We really get caught up in this whole mindset with Instagram and Facebook and shit like that. Unless you're a millionaire, you're a nothing, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
And I think people need to stop. People need to stop trying to conquer the world and start trying to conquer their community. We had a really great conversation last night, and you'll be seeing that coming up on the Two Dudes Talk Music podcast really soon. I'm not going to divulge too much information in that, but he gave us this line that was an absolute fucking banger, an absolute banger. It's like, don't try to change the world, just change the room you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say that.
man, that was some fucking real shit. He dropped some real truth bombs, eh?
Mhm.
You know what, stuff it. It was Massey. I don't know if you ever remember a band called 1 Minute Silence. They were a UK band back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, we got an interview. We got an interview with Massey, the
Oh, fuck yeah.
one of the boys from 1
Massey?
Minute Silence.
Redfall? That's not Massey, is it?
No.
Ah.
No,
Sorry.
he's a British guy. He's a British guy. No.
Like, how common is that name, really?
No, that's
But yeah,
his
you did
nickname.
say
But yeah, like and it's a look. I'm gonna talk about it a bit now because it is a really mad project. If you have a chance, get over and check it out because it is a really good project. It's not 1 minute silence anymore. It's called Theftuous, and it's got the bass player from Snot. It's got Massey from 1 minute silence. It's got one or two other people. It's got the singer from Skindred doing a feature on it. Like some big players in the old new metal scene are really, really big, like really getting in on it. And we got a chance to talk to Massey about the project last night. And he came in with some,
Awesome.
got real deep real quick with him. It was a really good chat. But
Mm.
Okay.
he was a real gave a lot of perspective. Sort of, yeah. It's weird, but I don't know. It was a good back and forth with a couple of things because yeah, this whole thing of trying people thinking that they have to be fucking millionaires in order to be somebody.
Mm.
It's not that. It's not that. If you work hard within your community and the small group of like-minded people, and look,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, you don't want yes men. That's the last thing you need in your fucking life. You need people to check you. You need
Yeah.
people to be able to
Yeah.
check you in your life, but you need to be able to be checkable. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're one of those people that as soon as you get
Honestly,
checked, you fucking fly to 11 and you're not
Yeah.
constructive to talk to and you can't take that criticism, you don't belong to be in the community. But yeah, like you gotta be, yeah, you gotta fucking work within it. Change the room you're in, change the space that you're in. And it's not
I
like you have
like
to
that, man.
change
It's
everyone's
cool.
mind
that's
because
really good advice.
people are well more entitled to have their own fucking opinions. You do not know their environment, you do not know their fucking life story. But
Yeah.
yeah, just because some people may have different thoughts than you doesn't mean they're complete dicks. Don't write them off.
Yep.
And it doesn't mean they're wrong either.
No.
You know what I mean? I think that one of the things that becomes really apparent to me is that when, like with Nights last night at Rem It Down Metal Fest, like, was just like after playing a show and stuff, usually are very sweaty and tired and whatever else, but there was just so much. Everyone was just like bubbling with excitement. I was, you know, probably unsurprising to anyone who knows me, was very excited about it, and I was blah, 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 and like talking nonstop the whole time, the whole way home. And I noticed that when you have gone out and had an experience where you're connecting with people and it's in an environment where, it's a safe environment for starters,
It
one
is.
where
It's
you're
a
not
real family
you're
environment
not
type.
feeling like you have to cover your drink, or like, you don't feel weird asking the bartender to mind your drink while you go and do something and come back and grab it, because at some places that's not safe. But it was a safe environment, but it was also that everybody was there for the same reason. Everybody was there to have a good time, but it's all about support. Everybody was helping each other and trying to, like help each other with their gear and like to try and lend each other equipment. And it's just that constantly like reaching out to others to, check if they're okay while you guys are doing something together, and after that, you don't really on your phone. Like I didn't touch my phone even after a gig. I usually get excited to see, like if, there's like photos of the bands there, or if people were able to make it and we didn't get a chance to catch up or whatever.
Are we trending?
But
Are we trending?
I feel like the cool thing about it is like you feel really fulfilled from those like when it's social connections that you're making or maintaining or whatever it is, when you're spending time with people, it doesn't feel like it's an obligation thing. It's like, oh, I have to go or I have to be there. You want to be there. And when you come back, it's like you've kind of had a little tiny holiday. You know what I mean? You're a little bit refreshed. You don't need to be on your phone. You don't even want to. Like, I don't think I really touched it until,
Take photos.
yeah,
Yeah, that was it.
yeah,
That was all I was doing. And even
yeah.
then, like I got home and I was that buzzing. I sat up until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Same.
I was just buzzing. It was
Same.
just buzzing. And then the weirdest thing was, like, I went to bed and the kids woke me up at like 7, and I was firing. I was just like, okay, we got to think about what we got to think about next month. Next month, let's get into it. Like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
It just doesn't stop.
And let me say what like the stuff that you guys are like trying to add into Ram It Down, and
Yeah,
like with
it's
the
awesome.
raffles and this sort of stuff, like promoting these shows and stuff. Like it's just it's what the community needs, man. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I feel like there's a sense of togetherness, and everyone's got each other's back, and we're just having fun with it. You know what I mean? There's nothing else there.
no
You know what I mean? It's
pretenses, no
let's
egos.
rock out,
Yeah,
play
man.
music,
Yeah,
experience live music, promote live music,
and
and
we,
make it fun for the people that are there. Like give them all the extra sort of
Give them a
all the
reason to
extra sort
stay
of
as well.
bonuses. Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah,
yeah,
man.
uh,
And like the children, so Cass, the
yeah,
like
that's right.
they're bringing their little ones to come out and
Oh,
experience
oh
live
my
music too.
gosh.
You're looking out there and you're seeing kids with their muffs on, moshing around, having experiences that I didn't get to have until I was into my teens.
Yeah.
So
That's
These
probably one of
really
kids,
my
cool.
favorite moments about last night. There was this beautiful little girl. I think it was really hard to hear because I think Liberty Guns were playing at the time,
Liberty
and they're just
Buns.
they're
amazing,
loud.
amazing balls to the power. So
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with this little girl, and we bonded over our love of Disney, and yeah, and just like got to meet her, and like her dad was saying this is her, like one of her first medal shows, and she was a little bit amazed because there was a girl up there, and so it was cool to be able to talk to younger generations. I know I'm not trying to turn this into a big
No, no, no. That's a
but like,
seed. That's a seed. That's like, especially so
Yeah.
but
young,
it's
man. That's a what was that thing in that movie with the feelings and shit? It's a core memory. That's a core memory
yeah,
now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like next time when she hears
yeah.
heavy metal, it'll take her back to that, and she'll be like, "I want to be like that. I want to do that."
Yeah.
And it was just beautiful to see. Like, I remember the feeling, and I think still feel that when it's like when you're either rocking up to see your favorite band play, or you going up to watch any show, or playing one yourself. I still get a little bit of that excitement I saw like on her face. Like she was just looking around, and there was just so much like, you know, making her day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was excited about the like one of the songs that she heard. Like another one of the little kids I saw was going nuts over the Christmas tree, and I'm like, if that's not a lesson, just to be able to, as an adult, to be able to look around and appreciate it,
Mm.
whatever the size of the venue, or who's there or who's not there, or whatever the fucking case is, the fact that we get to do this at all is amazing. It doesn't matter if, like, for me, it's not about money at all.
No.
My favorite part of being in a band, first and foremost, is playing live shows, having that cyclical experience, because I have it when I watch bands that I like, or I'm in amongst live music. You have it at the other end of the spectrum. And when you're on stage with a band, that you're at the other end of the spectrum there. So it's the same cyclical experience you have when you play music, or when you watch music, or when you're in that live environment with music. I feel is just, to see that kind of excitement dawn in a different way on little kids is really cool.
Yeah,
Like,
man. And you know what? You brought up a really good point, because the kids don't give a shit how big the venue is. The kids don't give a shit how many people are there. Mate, they,
No.
they,
yeah,
they take over that dance floor, and they go mental. Like, I didn't get to bring my
yeah,
kids. My kids are sick. But, mate,
yeah.
they fuck. When I first took them down there, Dad had 3 rules, and only 3. Dad normally has lots of rules. Dad only had 3 when we went out, and it was you stay where me and your mum can see you. Your ear must come off. You're gone. You're out of here so quick. Like your heads are gonna spin.
Protect that hearing.
And rule number 3 was have as much fun as you want.
Yeah.
Have a kick-ass
That
awesome
was
time.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said that, mate, the missus goes, "Oh, all the way home, they just wanted heavy metal on, and they just wanted to headbang the whole way home." They love it.
Awesome.
They
That's
love it,
awesome.
man. And the fact
Yeah.
that us now, as parents that found heavy metal, we get to introduce it to our children, and whether they love or they hate it, we've at least they at least appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's that
And
appreciation there
autism.
automatically. And that's a big thing you can instill on them, because nothing irks me more is when people go, I hate it. It's like, no, I guarantee you give me your top
Just don't
five,
understand it.
give me your top five favorite songs. I'll be able to find a song by a metal band that you will enjoy.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. I did it to my wife. I did it. I slowly. My wife's in the country. My wife's in the country. So I started small. I started off with a bit of Stained. You know what I mean?
Mm.
He does a lot of acoustic stuff. You know, so I'm like, oh, check out this guy Aaron Lewis. You know, she checked out some of the acoustic stuff. So I'm like, okay, you like these songs acoustic version? Let's show you the rock versions, because she likes AC/DC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then Stained was, oh, I love Stained, cool. Then we moved on to Seven Dust. And now we're getting heavier. And you know what I mean? And slowly
Yeah.
but surely, and my wife only really has one rule. She's like, I need predominantly singing more
Yeah.
than screaming. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I can work with that. I can work with that. At least you're not snubbing your nose up to it. Like
Yeah.
you're giving me something to work with.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even if you turn around and it's like, oh, I don't like heavy metal, I like techno. It's like, okay, you like Static X, you like fucking Electric Callboy, you like something. I'll find something that you'll fucking enjoy, that you can at least rock out to. Just give me a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, look, I feel that, look, country gets a bad rap.
Mm-hmm.
I know that a lot of people hate country, but I honestly, some of the stuff that I was listening to the other day, I found, look, it was a very,
Cass has been listening to country.
Hey, my wife listens to
yeah.
country.
My
My wife
I'm
listens
not
to
ashamed
country.
of
She's
it.
got me right into
Come
it.
at
We
me.
have some nights where
Come
we
at
just
me.
crack open a
Come at
bottle of
me.
wine. No, hey,
No.
I'll tell you, Cass, straight up, I've had an Australian country music singer on the Beer Buddy podcast, Ben Ransom. He's an absolute legend. I'm trying to tee up another one very soon. Yeah,
Yep.
I do not snub. Look, do you want me to break Metallica for you?
Oh no, trust me. He's country dad now.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Old
You ready?
Papa Het is country dad.
Metallica is just country music with distortion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, no.
Absolutely it is. And I feel that that's like, look, what mostly draws me to music is voices, like the voice. So there's going to be times where I'm listening to Casey and JoJo, because if you put one of them over a metal track, you would be able to convert that kind of rasp. There's a song called so if you've seen the movie Life, with Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a song in that by Casey and JoJo called Life.
Okay.
And if you listen to some of the vocals in that, that's raw. It's
Yeah.
raw, like really like raspy, and but
Where's
it's
the
got
cover?
these incredible. Pardon?
Where's the cover?
Oh,
Where's
look,
the
you know,
cover?
you never know. We might do something, but it's like the voice and the story for me. So lyrics are so important. So if I hear a melody that I love, or I hear like, you know, a really balls to the wall, heavy song that just grabs me, I'm like, wow. And then I look at the lyrics and they're shit, or they just don't. They feel like they had this great idea for a song, and then they've just kind of made something to fit it. That's where I feel a bit ripped off. Like I feel like
see,
if you're
I've worked out now the internet has broken music. I do not look into artists. I don't care. I will live in this ignorant state of bliss. Unless you've done something real fucking bad, yeah. Like I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna run out of musicians. You're fucked up.
yeah.
Someone's fucked up somewhere. You're fucked up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
lucky I'm friends with a lot of musicians, because I know most of them haven't fucked up. I mean, sure, some have
Yeah.
fucked up, but for the most part, you're fucked up.
And I think that, look, when it comes to, there's a very, very strange, blurry line between what you're saying in your songs and what you stand by. And I think that for people that do make the move into more metaphorical stuff, and there's a bit more digging you have to do, that can be you know, a whole different kettle of fish when it comes to figuring out what something means. I don't always like looking for lyrics or looking for meaning straight away.
Yes.
Because I like to sort of see what I think about it first and see what I think it says. Sometimes it's very funny to find out how wrong I was, but ultimately with country, what I love about country is first and foremost just the deeper, amazing tones, that real honey low, like a female or male or both or other, whatever the case, but just the lower tones in country, like those really
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
just
so
that
you
real,
call
like
that lower
it sits
tone.
in
I,
this.
I reckon it gets a bit whiny sometimes, you know what I mean?
Sometimes it can be, but
Depends what they're
I
singing
will
about, though.
say I was listening to a playlist the other day and I actually checked to see who it was, because I was like, is this a metal version of a country song or is this a country version of a metal song? And then so I looked at it and it was actually Everybody Loves an Outlaw. And so I don't know if you've heard that song, I See Red. I see red,
Yeah. Yep,
red.
yep,
That
yep.
song. Yeah. So it was by them, and I didn't really know that who they were or whether they had anything else out. But I heard this, and she's like, "God, these riffs were pretty gnarly," and I was like, oh, "Okay, that's some fancy footwork." I'm like, maybe this is like a country version of a metal song. And then the chorus was like, "Give him hell," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like they're going on in the South, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it I think it is what always grabs me is the story. Like there's always like a really sometimes heartbreaking story or beautifully written turns of phrases that like indicate how poisonous the moment is or how deep the betrayal was or how amazing the love is or whatever it is. It's always these beautiful extremes that are kind of woven into this really like the only way I can describe it is honey, like silky honey kind of
Oh, Chris
tone.
Stapleton.
Like,
Just I was,
oh my
yeah,
God.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh
That's
my
that's just my
God.
jams. My wife
Tennessee
got me onto
whiskey.
that, and I'm just. I'm actually learning how to play that on the
It's
guitar
the
for the
your
wife.
oh that little bridge part
Yeah, the whole thing,
before a
man.
glass of brandy.
And you know,
Oh,
oh, he's just smooth. He's just yeah,
too humble. I love
yeah.
that. I
And
love
you
that
know
so
what I
much.
love?
His
I love
wife
it.
does backups.
I love a bit of his work that he did with John Mayer. He's done a
Yeah,
fair bit of work with
yeah.
John Mayer, and man, John Mayer is a fucking dude. Like I was doing a bit of deep dive, and I was just like,
Film show.
he's a fucking dude, man. Like he's a well respected musician within the rock community. He may not be like, look, over here in Australia, he's not. I don't know. He'd probably sell out a concert over here. I'd go to it. I'd fucking go to a John Mayer concert. I'd probably throw my panties up on the stage. Jesus Christ! Watch my step ones
I
go
think
up there.
You and every other girl in there.
Jeez.
he's keeping Stevie Ray Vaughan style guitar work alive.
Yeah, but
I
even then,
think.
I think it's the appreciation that he gives to the old school too. You know what I mean? Like BB King
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And he
Yeah.
really, he's one of those people that really takes time to appreciate and really pay respect to what made his style the way it was and what influenced him. And I appreciate
Yep.
that. Like even though he does what he does and he's accomplished what he's accomplished, he really, and I guess deep down, I think we all do as musicians. We always respect what influences so much.
Isn't he the guitarist for the Grateful Dead now?
Don't tell me that. I'm looking that fucking up right now.
Where he is, man.
I feel like I feel like the Grateful Dead.
John
The
Mayer.
Grateful Dead.
John Mayer's more than like if you really get into like he's got some awesome trio live stuff that would just make you think, like when I say that he's carrying the torch for the guitar style like of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, man, he makes those single coil guitars squeal, man, and as a guitarist in his own right, he's he's probably one of the greats when it comes to like soul blues.
Like
Oh no,
composition, I
he's
think.
actually playing. He's just playing in Dead.
Okay.
So that might be
Oh no,
because I
Grateful
think
Dead.
there
No,
was.
How John Mayer Saved the Grateful Dead, 2022.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
Dead and
It's
Company.
awesome.
Okay. Wow. Classic line
'Cause
of
I
the
think,
Grateful Dead. Jeez,
Yeah.
that's great. I did not
It's
know
awesome.
this. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Look, I knew he was a bro. I knew he was a bro. Love the guy.
Yeah. He's awesome.
I mean, he's, yeah,
and
well,
I think too, when those influences kind of ripple through, and like, now sort of we were talking about generations from older to younger, but even from younger to older now, like when those kind of influences ripple through, like, people's work like John Mayer, like that's, you know, accessing like our generation and younger, but it's also providing a bit of familiarity in his work for people who are older, who really loved BB King, or loved, Otis Redding, or loved, the sort of, not just like the music they grew up with, but it's like people that are really, really into music, or even just like listening to it at all, are going to notice when something sounds familiar or
Yeah.
makes them feel similar
Yeah. His
to.
shit spans all that audience, the,
Yeah.
the whole
it
generation.
works
Yeah.
both ways, doesn't it? I mean, when he does those videos and those performances with those old school musicians and stuff like that, it and they go up on YouTube. It gives the people that are interested in John Mayer to deep dive into the old school stuff, and then it gives the people that are listening to the old school stuff to go, "Hey, look, I found a new musician." Do you know what I mean? And they maybe don't, they found something new, and that's a great thing. Finding new stuff is always a great thing, and that's what it's so funny that we talk about it, because that's what I think people hold on to their music for, because it gives them that nostalgic feeling of being young, and that's why they go, "This
Yeah.
new music sucks," because they don't get that.
Yeah.
Man, it's a different
Well,
time. Like you're older now, your
yeah.
tastes change and stuff like that. I get that,
Yeah.
but you can always
Absolutely.
find a
But
bit of.
I will say though that there is definitely soulless music out there, manufactured, very, like, not so much in bands, like, or in, like, that sort of more aimed at live music and stuff like that. But like if you do listen to some of the stuff that's out there, you like it's you can practically see the template behind it, like with a lot of the pop stuff, and even even some of the bands and stuff that come out, and they're more focused on making themselves like someone else to fit another mold, you know what I mean? And I feel like in a lot of the like stuff that's churned out real quick, pop stars rise and
Yeah,
fall.
but that's
that's
when you
corporate
that's
mentality.
when you go
Yeah, it's
when you get what I've called a couple of times with a couple of people, the Triple J effect.
Yeah.
So you'll
yeah,
get
but like,
one band that'll really start taking off in Triple J, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, that one band starts to creep sort of towards the top of what's going on, and then another 15 bands come behind them sounding like it.
Yeah.
and but that's interesting that you say that too, with the Triple J side of it. So not even specifically like just sort of them, but it is that thing too, that once they see what is popular, that's what they're going to push.
Yeah.
So whether it is, maybe 15 other bands had a very similar idea and it was just about timing,
Mm.
or and maybe that band that's been sort of pushed towards the top has kind of carved a bit of a way for them to now find their place in it. But sometimes I feel like I mean, a lot of the music industry stuff, and again, we're not like, it's not like we've experienced the whole extent of it yet, but like things that we have experienced do kind of give you a bit of an inkling that a lot of it isn't in our control. We can only control how well we commit to what we're doing, how much we believe in what we're writing, how much we, value each other, how much we, work together and produce something that we're proud of and all that. That's what we can control, and we can control being driven and motivated and pushing your projects as much as you can. But there is so much of what's out there, in terms of the very, very, very narrowing lanes to get anywhere of consequence, I guess, like
Yeah.
in terms of getting signed was the big thing, you know,
Oh,
15 years
yeah.
ago. Everyone wanted to get signed, and now
It
it's
means
so
nothing. You can
different.
look, and
You
this
don't
is
need it.
record labels. I swear to God, they all own these publishing companies that run on Spotify now. I can't prove it, but I reckon they do. Big conspiracy theory here, but at the end of the day, now they don't need to sign you. If they own the publishing company and you're paying that service, they just take your fucking money that way, and Spotify ain't gonna fucking pay you nothing.
Now your merch. Now
Exactly.
people are
Like,
taking a cut of merch and stuff, I hear.
yeah. Look, and mate, any venue that does that, like, you're gonna stop that shit. Quick, smart, and in a hurry.
Yeah.
Unless you are providing a staff member to monitor, to literally monitor and sort the merch stand out,
Yeah.
you deserve fucking zero.
Yeah, that's a good point. I
And
don't
that-
see it stopping anytime
A
soon.
lot of the time too, that's kind of, I mean, not that this is about like we keep saying this, and I feel like it's been in so many conversations we've had lately, but this isn't about making money. Like,
look, I completely.
if you want to be in a,
Look, and
Yeah.
we say it at nauseum on Two Dudes, and I've said it at nauseum here. If you want
Yeah.
to find, I'm gonna fucking say it again. I'm gonna get real close into my mic here, so you'll hear it. If you want to
we
find
got leave it.
a more dedicated bunch of musicians than Australian metalheads, they are the most dedicated. We live in a country with 24 million people, and we play metal. Venues close left, right, and centre, and we play metal. All venues want is a DJ that plugs and plays, or some nostalgic
acoustic
bloody
to go.
cover band or something like that. And there's no offense to any cover bands. You've got to make your bread and butter. You do you, booze. But as far as the original heavy metal fucking scene goes, it is getting harder and harder and harder. And these guys keep on turning up every week to whatever venue they can get. And they put in the work regardless of who turns up. And the most disheartening thing for me now, and this kills me, that in over probably 10 years since I played my last show, that is the one fucking thing that hasn't changed. People are not rocking up to shows. This is why I'm getting involved with my fucking ideas to try and change the game. The shows aren't enough anymore. Straight up.
Yeah.
These boat shows are a fucking great idea, because once they're on the boat, they cannot go anywhere. Great. No, it's straight up.
Yeah.
Great idea. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to see the band, the least you get is a less than $30 harbour cruise that you get to sit and have a couple. You got to think about these things a bit more, mate. For all you fucking Instagrammers, you get a $38 boat cruise that you can go take your fucking photos on and go post all over your social medias. You know what I mean? Think outside. And if you're having a good time, you might fucking see a band that you like. Like, it's so. That's why I thought, as soon as I saw the boat show, I'm like, it's a perfect idea. You just need to. The marketing just needs to be there to get the tickets, to get the people on the fucking boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on that. But yeah. The whole.
But that's everyone too. That's the thing. Like, when it comes to shows that have those, like, you have to provide. I mean, I personally feel like that's kind of a little bit unfair. It's a little bit nasty, if I'm being honest. Like, if a booking agent is going to take a cut of your tickets, then you fucking promote it. You know what I mean? No, but like I'm saying, like, if you're seeing a band who has slugged their guts out, and you know what bands aren't paid for, and again, it's not about money, but it's sometimes can be the difference between getting home from a show for younger bands.
Yep.
They might be playing to their last dime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when it comes down to seeing a bunch of, you know, maybe they're 18, they're shoving all their gear into, you know, their little P-plater cars, and they're, you know, on their way, and they go and play a show and they deliver, and then because maybe not as many people gave their name at the ticket booth, they end up with nothing. You know?
That needs to go first and foremost. That needs to be the first thing to go.
What happened to the split that everybody, like?
And look,
I do
to some degree, I do agree with you in some point that that needs to happen. But promoters, look, booking agents aren't promoters.
No.
This
I
is,
I
and
misspoke
look,
then.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand exactly what you're saying, Cass. But this is why,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
going to be a real shameless segue to a plug here. I've officially opened up Beer Buddy Promotions. So
Oh.
it's actually a
Congratulations.
registered business. So if anyone wants to get at me to help you promote the shows, I'm fucking here for you
Cheers.
people. This is what I'm here for. I want to bums in,
Cheers.
but yeah, cheers, 100%. Like, thank you.
Congratulations.
Bums in seats means everyone gets paid. This is my aim. I, at the end of the day, I love the music. I want more people to hear it. My aim is your aim.
Mm.
I want people to go to the show. You want people to go to the show. Let's work together cohesively to get people to go to the shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, this is why KJ put me on the thing, and now we're gonna get stuff done. We're gonna get stuff done. We're gonna be promoting this show up until the 15th. Oh, sorry, the 11th, not the 15th. The 11th. I don't fucking keep on having 15th in my head. It's when I go back
It's
to work.
because it was the 15th was Ram It Down.
Yeah, no, I go back to work on the 15th. But yeah, it's such a good idea. Metal on a
Yeah.
boat. As soon as I actually told my dad about it, he's like, "How much are the tickets?" I told him, and he's like, "What, that for a harbour cruise around the city in heavy metal?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Do I know any of the bands?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "No." He's like, "I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
We're just going for some beers." He's like, "I'll probably see a band I like, and whatever if we don't."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it should
Yeah.
be. That's the exact same way. That's the exact same way. Tori
That's
reacts.
top.
How you
Top
going,
night.
Tori? What is going on?
Tori! Hi, Tori!
Tori says, "Love these guys." How you going, Tori? Thank you so much for watching this evening. I really appreciate it. And so does Sam and Cass.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah. But and look, bottom line is, yeah, we're all trying to achieve the same goal, which is, once I saw Ram It Down, to be fair, I didn't really give Lance a choice whether or not he was working with me. I sort of saw what was going on after Iron spoke and that he got the new venue at the Sporties in Camden, and I'm just like, okay, I'm helping you on this. Like,
But that's the cool
That's
thing
awesome.
about it is that, one, Lance is probably the nicest person. I call him the nice guy of metal. Like, he looks, very intimidating if you've never met him before, but he's probably one of the nicest people in the world. And I think that he's got such a big heart for, like, especially, it seems like for bands that haven't found their footing just yet, but just genuinely loves playing shows with his mates and loves going to shows. And I feel like those are the people that make experiences like Ram It Down and, like for the Simo's cruise and for, the Freaks on the Boat show, like, it's because everybody that are in it, they love music, they're organizing music, they're involved in it themselves, they understand the value of it. So when it comes to, people like Lance putting all his heart and soul into Ram It Down, and you doing that now, and, like Firefly doing this, doing the cruise show, it would be different if it were people that were just on the business side of it. And they were just like, yeah, just get it done, get it in, get it, blah, 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 blah. We know what it's like to be in a crowd. We know what it's like to be on stage. We know what it's like to be helping out with stage or lights or whatever it is, because we all do that for each other, and we're all happy to try and get in. I mean, this guy has been driving around with most of his kit in his car
yeah, well,
on
that's
and
the
off,
thing.
like not
I mean,
all the time. But he's
look,
like, oh, I got that in the truck. Hang on. You know what I mean?
well,
And we might be at a show where we're just watching.
For those of these lovely people that don't know, Sam and Cass actually have so much involved in Ram It Down with like supplying drum stuff and doing the artwork for the posters, and they help out so much. And it's literally turned into a community effort. And one thing that's blown me away is like literally no one wants to see this thing fail. We only want to see it grow. Because we know we have nothing out here and we have to grab onto it with both hands.
Yeah.
And
And
Tori said,
honestly,
it's super early for me over here. Can't sleep, so figured I'd drop in and say hi. Where are you, Tori?
It's in the US.
In the US.
She's
Oh,
stateside.
there you
Yeah.
go. I don't think I've ever
Tori
had anyone
actually
watching from the States. Thank you so much for the sub. Oh, thank you
Tori
so much for
is
watching.
amazing, and she on her channel Tori Reacts, she actually reviewed our Kinesis video as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you,
Thank you
Tori.
for that.
Tori, come on, beer buddy. We'll talk about how you started your reaction channel and stuff like that.
Do
That'd be awesome.
it.
Let's do it. Let's
Do
do it.
it.
Seriously, this is what it's here for. It's here to help to promote everything. Everything that helps out our scene, I'm here to help it.
Yep.
Let's do
Tori
it.
has
Let's
some
tee something up.
amazing videos, and I've actually stumbled across quite a few awesome bands from her channel. So thank you, Tori, again.
Hey, there you go, Tori. Tori is in North California, USA, but I'm from England. Guess what? So am I.
Oh.
Yeah, I was actually born there. Been out here for 36 years. That's why I sound
Where
like
were you,
this.
what area? What area?
I was born in Middlesex. So I think that's like south. Pretty sure it's south. And then my family is from Crystal Palace.
Well,
So out that way.
That sounds like something out of One Piece.
It's a hood. It is literally a hood. Like, I'll
Oh.
tell you a little story. We went back there in okay. So we hopped on a plane the day after the London bombings when those buses went up. And we landed, we got to my grandfather's house, which was the family home that my Lancashire. Oh, nice. And got back to my mum's family home, which she grew up in. And we were talking to my uncle, and we noticed across the road, the house looked a bit run down, had a bit shady characters out there. And look, me being the person I am, 19 years old, been in the UK, things aren't that different. If you've been to the places I've been to back in the day, it was like, oh, that looks like this house, or looked like a crack house. And it was a crack house. And 2 days before we got there, someone got executed and the head cut off.
Wow.
Yeah. So great area
Yes,
my mum's
okay.
thing ended up being, but hey, it is what it is. You can't.
Is it haunted?
I don't know. I hope my I don't know. I didn't go there. I didn't go to the crack house. I don't do crack.
Not the crack house. I mean,
Bit of context. Cass is
you're-
obsessed with ghost stories.
Really?
Okay,
Oh.
so just because I've never had the opportunity to do it before, so shout out to Emma from Real Life Ghost Stories.
Let me guess. Can I have a guess? Monte Cristo?
What do you mean?
The
house?
homestead.
They've done.
I did
done
Monte
some
Cristo.
stories on it, but
Did the overnight. I did the overnight.
No way.
Did the overnight at Monte Cristo. I stayed there.
Oh,
Good.
Story time. Another one.
wait, before you
Yeah,
story
go,
time,
go.
are you a believer?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Cool. Continue.
Especially after that night. So me and about 9 mates went up there. And once again, young. And we booked this thing like a year in advance.
Yeah.
And we were pumped. And we got there. This is before like YouTube really blew it up, and it got real fucking hard. And we were kicking the footy around in the like around the backyard and like at the homestead and chilling out. And we met Walt. This is before Walt passed, so it was the original homeowner and stuff like that. And we got the full ghost tour and stuff like that. And then they gave us free run of the house for the rest of the night. And we cruising around the backyard, walking around, having a couple of nose beers, having some lung beers, you know, just probably being a
All
bit
the beers.
stupid in it. One of the most haunted houses in the world, supposedly,
Yeah.
you know, and I should not have been able to sleep that night. And I slept like a baby. And I got up the next day and, look, because if you got to go there, I'm not going to give too much away. You got to go there. You got to go there. And I got up the next day and Walt was downstairs and we were having bacon and eggs for breakfast. Walt's wife made bacon and eggs for brekkie. And he goes,
that's nice.
who slept in this room? And me and two other boys from Exist Within put their hands up. And he went, oh, who slept in the big metal frame bed? And I went, oh, I did. And he goes, oh, how'd you sleep? I go, surprisingly, mate, I actually had the best sleep I've ever had in my life. Like, I had a really, really good sleep. I sleep okay in strange beds, but I really had like a really good sleep. He goes, oh, that's the one that the pregnant lady died in.
Oh,
I go, what?
Okay.
And he goes, yeah, a lady died in that giving birth, and people get this sensation like they're getting patted to sleep,
oh wow.
Oh.
like on their head, and that's how I used to go.
Oh,
That's how I used to go to sleep as a kid.
Yeah.
that's so nice of her.
And mate, I slept. A couple of the boys had some good ones. One of the boys had
Yeah.
one of the boys that had a room on his own. That was the one where the little kids used to run around the bed and grab at your feet, and he had that all night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a freaky place. It's a proper scary place. We had there were two girls that were staying there as well at the same time with us, and they got halfway through the tour and just went, "No, we're going." And we did the whole tour and stuff like that. And mate, you know how they say, "Oh, you take photos and you get the orbs and stuff like that." I've never taken so many photos in a place in my life, and all I have is dust specks every fucking
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
every fucking where. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, you have to go.
Really want to. I want to go to New Orleans as well. I've heard some intense things, but see, that's a different kind of messed up in some of those places as well. Like there was a plantation, which obviously comes with its own really awful, terrible history. But there's a plantation down there that is like, apparently it's the person that stayed there before. I think it's actually been bought now as a private residence, but at one point it was open as like a hotel sort of thing, but like a bed and breakfast, but just massive. And one of the people that stayed there said that they reckon that you see so many things there that you don't realize that they're not actually real people.
It's
And so
real
you're walking in and
heebie-jeebies
out,
sort
you're
of
seeing
stuff, yes.
people that are staff and all that sort of thing, and they're just like, oh no, we saw the not the caretaker, but it was someone that was like managed the property or something like that, and like, oh no, that we saw them this afternoon, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, they haven't been yet, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was just hearing it, I'm like, I want to go there.
Yeah.
I just want to see it.
Or, you know, I don't know if you know this, you can actually just go for a drive to Monte Cristo and just walk around the house during the day. You don't have to stay there overnight.
Really?
Yeah, you can just go there through the day. It's got some seriously great Elizabethan art, great
Yeah.
art. Like, just, he ended up becoming like an antiquities sort of collector and dealer and stuff like that. And one of the beds in the houses, Russell Crowe offered him like 50. I think it was like 50K for or something like that. And he's like, "No, I'm not selling it." And he's like, "Why not?" And he's like, "'Cause there's no other bed like this on the planet."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's another
insane.
thing that's beautiful about them. It's the like the architecture and I love anything old world, you know, I think there's just such craftsmanship and like such care taken when things were carved and made by hand back then that just mass produced stuff now just would never be able to stand up against that. You know what I mean?
No, well, that's why those trades, those reconstruction people, those people that can, they're just such a dime a dozen, and it's expensive. It's expensive to do.
Yeah, and they're all expensive.
Yeah,
Because I mean, to manufacture what was, you know, something that was uniquely done, or it was commissioned work where, you know, months would be put into it for one person, you know, like that sort of stuff. Like you just look at, you know, even old houses around near where we live, the main, you know, street of Campbelltown up the end is, you know, they're now businesses that are in, I think the Benevolent Society is in one of them or whatever, but those stone buildings,
Heritage homes.
yeah, they're going to outlast everything around it.
Yeah.
And they have. They've still got the stable, like the, you know, the stable gates and stuff like that, and everything's still
you
kind
can
of in
actually
there.
heritage list it, and it won't break.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, see where any modern house is in 50 years' time. You know what I mean? Probably either bulldozed or
You have to be refabbed.
yeah,
And then you have
yeah.
to get the refab man to come out and pay a lot of money to get your house fixed.
Hmm.
Now I've got Sam.
You can tell how old we are. Hey,
Yeah, 100%.
talking about architecture
100%. 100%. This is parent
and home
talk.
renos.
Now I got Sam onto One Piece recently, and he's really doing the deep dive. I'm sorry I brought that into your home. I'm not sorry because everyone deserves a One Piece journey.
I dig it. I dig it. It's just I feel like I've come from watching. So Tyler, our son, so my stepson, our son, sorry, there's a thing, but he introduced us to Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm hearing the theme songs for Attack on Titan, which are like, some of them are like hectic metal songs, some of them really these big orchestral, beautiful things. And like the first theme song for One Piece, I think, was catchy. It did remind me of a bit of a Christmas Carol, which, you know, isn't exactly a bad thing in my book.
It's awesome, Cass. I
But
don't care what you say.
the rest of them are just a bit lacking.
They're all
That's
awesome.
all.
They're like nothing.
They're all
But
awesome.
I'll know
Just
what
like
kind of a
Netflix
day
has a
it's
skip
going to
button.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people that don't skip the intro to any?
When
Depends
I
on what it is.
When I see a new intro, I'll watch it.
Okay.
And then I'll skip it until I see the new one again.
Big shout
But
outs.
it's more
Okay.
just like knowing the kind of day you're going to have when you can hear, you know, Sam at 5:45 in the morning, gone.
And to be fair, that's a great problem to be having. It's a great problem to be having.
It is. It makes me
It's
giggle
like,
because
that's a day of One Piece. That's a day of One Piece. That's awesome.
That's
Like,
right.
you give me a day of One
And
Piece.
lately it's
Oh,
been
shit.
the first thing he
when the
says when he
TV's on.
comes home.
When the TV's on, it's One Piece at the moment.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to catch up.
That's the way, man. That's the way. I'm like,
Too
you
bad.
know
It
what?
started like a month ago.
450 in. 458.
Oh, there you go. Epic did Attack on Titan. Epic
Yeah.
did an Attack on Titan EP, which is pretty good. I did not know that. Epica.
Yeah,
Epica.
it's really good.
I'm gonna check
It's
that
really
out.
good.
Some homework. I like that. You know what? If
But
you check-
then when you listen to them, you'll then see the difference between One Piece theme songs. And I was expecting more. That's
no,
all.
but
It's
you know what
good.
the
But
One
the
Piece
story
has?
is
You know
good.
what? You
The
know what One
story is
Piece
good.
has? It's One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Other-
It's funny too because we watched JoJo's
I haven't watched
and
the JoJo's
I think
one.
JoJo is
So JoJo's, I think
JoJo's
a
is the
lot
longest running, isn't it?
I'm not
From
sure,
the 70s,
but I think,
think.
One Piece was
One Piece in the
the
80s.
ability side of it, I think, and the way that and the names of the characters in JoJo's, all the names of the bad guys are based off bands as well.
Ah,
Like, you know, and instead of like the devil fruit power, they've got stands that are all different as well. So they've got like those crazy abilities as
Yeah,
well.
it's
very
mad.
It's the bizarre,
epic
the
fights.
bizarreness
It's awesome.
of it, like well, bizarre. I don't know
And
if
the
bizarreness
quest
is a
Was
word,
JoJo's
but
bizarre, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's because it's like it's got that very similar. Like, because Tyler is hugely into anime and like he was and manga, and he was saying that he can see a lot of the similarity, like those really bizarre, abstract, really out there ideas, and then these really like finely tuned, like really intense emotion, and then it's broken by this absolutely ridiculous, like he said the format to that, and a lot like some of the themes with, like you said, the stands and the powers and things like that are very similar. That really level of ridiculousness is really out there.
That's the whole point, and that's the whole point with anime. Like we call it anime because we respect it. The rest of you call it cartoons, and I fucking hate that because it's not a
Yeah.
fucking cartoon. But
Yeah.
it's anime. But yeah, it's like you have that drawing ability. Why are you trying to stay within the realms of human ability? Go fucking out
Yeah,
there.
go
Go
out,
out
man.
there and make it wacky. The more wackier, the better. Going to try and get some sleep, have fun for the rest of your stream. Looking forward to some new music. Thank you very much, Tori. Thank you very
Bye,
much for joining.
Tori.
You get some good sleep.
Antonamasia's got new music on the way.
Yeah. When's the date? Give Tori a date before she goes.
Oh, we haven't
We
got a
don't
date,
have one
but
yet.
it'll be 2024.
Cool.
It'll be 2024.
At least that's literally fucking like 15 days away.
Yeah.
Just soon. We'll say soon.
But yeah, I was gonna say like one thing I'm really enjoying is the more anime I'm seeing is how much metal they're fucking using in hard rock.
I love
Like,
it.
have you
Goes
watched
so
Baki?
well.
Have you watched Baki by any
Yeah.
chance? Dude,
Yeah.
how good is the soundtrack for Baki is just like so
Yeah,
fucking
it's
legit.
excellent. It's
Mm.
excellent.
It is just
Brutal.
like oh. I mean, we could probably sit here and talk for hours just about the music in anime because music in film and especially with especially with some of those anime scenes, it really if there's no music there, it's no good.
Yeah, no,
Makes it,
sort of
breaks
makes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. And one thing I was going to say is just that, like I love how much they use silence. Like when those
Yeah.
real when those real epic parts come in where they have those real big conversations.
Yeah.
And it's just,
You'll hear.
you hear,
Yeah, or when when Luffy does a serious look and all you can see is the black.
Yeah.
You can't see
and
it.
he's like shaking teeth.
Yeah. My favorite one is Sanji. My favorite one is Sanji when he's got the smoke in his mouth and his eyes black over after
Yeah.
Yeah.
someone's hit a girl.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and look, honestly, there needs to be, and this is what I don't get. Like, my wife doesn't particularly like me watching it for the way that the female characters are drawn, mainly because of
No,
my
okay.
daughter,
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
which I
And
understand, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
Nami's
Oda's a horny dude.
Nami's assets changed
To be
a lot
They evolve.
over the seasons.
yeah, and Nami's my favorite character. Nami is my favorite character.
She's a boss.
And I swear, and I'll fight you on this. No, I can't talk about it yet. You're not up to it. I can't talk about it yet.
Have
I
you
know what
watched
you're
the
up to.
live
No,
action?
huh?
Did you watch the live action? Was that Lizzie that was
Okay,
released?
I've only seen episode 1 because I literally want to start another YouTube channel with a good friend of mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna review it?
Yeah, because we fucking loved it so much. Bro,
Yeah.
look, at the end of the day, what people need to understand, it's a live action and you're not going to get the amount of episodes that you're
I
going to be
loved
able.
it.
The
Yeah.
pacing was perfect.
Yeah.
The character
Yeah.
involvement was good. The way Nami and Zoro reacted with
Zorro.
Zoro
The
was
casting.
Zorro's perfect.
point. Nami, I didn't look. I'm not going to lie. When I saw the poster, when Nami is drawn to compared to the Nami we got, I was a little bit disappointed. But I think that's just my fault being a Nami
Like a
fan.
Nami fan.
A
Yeah.
Nami fan. But I'll tell you what, the actor that they chose to play Nami
She's
was
brilliant.
fucking so like. By the end of it, I'm like, yeah, I've got the hots for her now.
Yeah.
I like her.
She just
like this
played.
character.
She was so good at conveying. I actually liked. I feel like she's a lot more rational and a lot more like Nami in the anime. She's very hysterical a lot.
No,
Like,
but
she's,
have you noticed
like,
it's only she's cool. Once they get into it further, she used to be cool, calm, and collected until Fish Island. Once she got comfortable with the crew, that's when she'll only let loose on the crew. She'll only show emotion on the crew whenever it's dealing with that, or until she gets in trouble and then she's shitting herself, calling for the crew.
Yeah.
In which case,
But-
it's a very cool, calm, and collected Nami when anyone messes with Nami until it gets too much for her. And she's like, okay, I need someone here. That's when it's like,
Yeah.
okay. And even then, she only
I think the way that the actress who played her conveyed her version of that like really erratic having a go, it came across more badass, which I liked.
Yeah.
Like it came across more like don't fuck with me kind of thing, or you fucked with the wrong person. And I liked how that was almost on the quiet, like because she was, you know, I'm not going to wreck it because you haven't
for the
seen it,
people
but I'm
that
sure
haven't
you
seen
already
it,
know the
it's
story.
so hard.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but it's just,
she has an amazing
does
story.
well.
All
They all do. They all come together perfectly.
I
and-
love who played Luffy.
Yeah, Luffy's
Half
one
of
of
the
Brazilian
reason
guy?
why I feel like I love the show as much is because of how he was played in the live action.
My mate Chris, big shout out to my homie Chris, man. Like, love you, dude. I haven't seen you in a while. We got to get together and do it. Go, and we watched it, and when I told him there was going to be a live action role play of One Piece, he was like, "Fuck that! I'm not going to fucking watch it." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Bro,
we were like, oh,
come
this is
on,
probably
man.
not gonna
Oda's involved. Like we know, like we've talked about it before because I was introduced late. He's a big fan, and I'm like, come on, Oda's involved. He's not going to let him fuck it up. He's got budget. Come on, come on. And bro, we watched that first episode, and the Luffy character, the fact that they picked the wacky Brazilian guy,
Yeah, I love it.
just the accent sells it. The
And his little
accent.
face is the same. Like his little smile.
You just
it's
want to
the
grab
same.
him by his
It's got the
cheek and
same
just
energy.
fucking Luffy.
And he's like heartfelt because he's always almost pathologically like, it's fine. And the whole thing's burning down behind him. That same energy's there, which I loved, but it was so consistently there that by the time, it needs to change, it was like, fuck yeah. Like it was just it was done, like you said, the pacing, it was just done so well. I reckon it was,
Because you
for
got to
me,
fit a lot. You got to fit a lot in a short time. Because you
Yeah,
can't make it
and-
1,000 episodes.
and for people that have, issues with attention, like me, like sometimes when they have the parts where they do like flashbacks of the story or they're repeating some of the, the scenes to, for exposition on whatever's going on, like sometimes that bugs me and then I tune out,
Yep.
so
This is
I
why
have
it's taken me
to,
so long to get through it, because it's that wash, rinse, repeat that Oda does. And
yeah,
I understand why he does it, because he's doing it for longevity. So
yeah,
you don't, realistically, in any sense of a word, you should, in theory, be able to pick up any One Piece from any season. And if you don't have to, realistically, you don't have to start it from the beginning. You can start it from any arc and get the backstory of pretty much all the characters. It's just the arcs are more involved within the singular character.
yeah,
Like, Chopper story and shit like that. And it just, yeah. But the pacing on the fucking live action, and the fact that they announced season 2 pretty much straight after the fucking last season, and they brought it, it was just perfect.
Yeah, I'm
and they
excited for
finally
season
saved
2.
the live action curse, because the Death Note
Yeah.
one was fucking horrible.
yeah.
The only,
What did you think about Cowboy Bebop?
man, you know what? I don't actually mind it. I reckon the character choice was really good. I think character choice.
I haven't seen or read anything about that before, so that was just me seeing that on its own, and I just really liked it because it was abstract and weird.
Yeah.
And
Like,
kind of out there,
and
you
once
know?
again, the use of music, like in Cowboy Bebop, is just, do you know what I mean? Like, Cowboy Bebop is like shit like that half about the soundtrack, It's that steampunky, space punky sort of,
Yeah.
it's a vibe, like, and you really got to sort of be into it. But, Death Note, the only thing that saved that for me was, Willem Dafoe.
Oh, what doesn't Willem Dafoe save though?
Right.
He's fucking incredible, that guy.
Yeah.
Bruh, like Willem Dafoe in that was just, wow. The way he played that death theme, I can't remember what it's called now, but whoa. Do you know what I actually watched the other day? I got a bit medicated and I watched it, Akira.
I haven't seen it. See, I like anime, but I feel like whenever it comes down to whenever I have a choice, it's more horror or documentaries.
Yeah?
Or true crime.
Vampire Hunter
I
D.
think-
Have you ever seen Vampire Hunter D?
No, not yet.
You'll enjoy that.
No, I think that's
That'd be
Netflix,
awesome.
isn't
They need
it?
to do a live action of that. That's a really good one. It's a movie. But if you want a really cool one about, please tell me you've seen Full Metal Alchemist.
No.
That one's only like 50 episodes. You should really watch that.
Seen that entire series of American Horror Story about 9 times though.
See, they done such a good job with that. The way they One thing that
The
annoys me
ensemble
about
cast.
seasons is that they don't end.
Mm,
You know
mm.
what I mean? Those sitcom sort of things where they really try and milk the teat and it turns to shit.
Like the cast shows,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mind if you want to recycle the cast if you have a really good group of actors there, and that's what I guess American Horror Story done in a sense where they
Well, yeah, it's an ensemble. It's an
yeah,
ensemble cast.
and it was just sort of
So
it was almost like a Marvel universe of horror movies when you really think about it.
yeah, it's like so very similar. And what came after? Have you seen It's called the Franoverse apparently, but have you seen The Haunting of Hill House and The
No,
Haunting of Bly Manor? So that's similar. That's in that, and what I didn't realize was in that, but is Gerald's Game. I don't know if you've seen that movie. There's a few other different ones that I didn't expect were a part of it. Also, the Midnight Club that just came out. Um, there's a few different. Oh, actually, no. Anyway, it's similar, American Horror Story, but it's got very like the same sort of cast, the same ensemble, but there's two that are kind of about, actual haunted places and just so fucking brilliantly written, heart-wrenchingly emotional, actually scary in some points, not exactly, but
hold on,
it's
is
good.
that the one?
The Bent Neck Lady,
Me and the missus watched that.
fucking good, hey.
And that was the one
So
where
good.
she was like the babysitter for the two kids or some junk.
So there
And
was
they had a church and everyone was dead
oh, I is that the that's Midnight Mass?
I think that might have been it.
It's like a town, like a coastal island town or
No, it was just
something.
like a little homestead. It was like a little homestead and she was like the
Oh,
babysitter for these two kids or some junk and there was one part of the house she was never allowed to go to.
The
It
oh,
Red
was it
Room.
was amazing. Like
I
it was
think yeah,
so
I
well
think
done.
you're thinking of
And
Bly
like
Manor. Bly
Bly
Manor.
Manor, that was it. That was
That was brilliant, hey, because
fantastic.
that does a lot with time and them being conscious of the fact that they're tucked away in a
Yeah.
memory, like,
It's like
and they're
it's
jumping back and forth,
what is
but
it's kind
in
of like that
time.
Bruce Willis one where she's the only one that
Mm.
can see him and she's engaging with him.
Oh,
It was cool, man. It was
that yeah,
cool.
that's The Sixth Sense. I reckon has to be one of the best movies of all time.
Well, to me, that's what really
Yeah, it's
started that
cool.
whole concept of those movies where you can have a centralized character that has characters that no one else can see, and you can make a movie off it or a show. Or
Right. And just the twist. I mean, finding out the twist, you're like, get the fuck out of here! Like, it was so well done, and it's one of those movies that you then instantly want to watch it again, so
yeah,
that you can see all of the evidence of the twist presenting itself through the movie. Another awesome movie like that is um, The Others.
the
Nicole
others.
Kidman.
It's an old movie.
Yeah, older movie. So Nicole Kidman and her kids live in like a sort of isolated part of England, I think, during World War Two, and it's a very dry kind of horror movie, but it's got some really good eerie sort of ugh,
To
like
be
if that
fair,
happened to me.
Nicole Kidman is very dry actress. She's a very
Yeah,
good actress.
she does this very well. Very tightly wound, high
Is that the
strung,
one in the
paranoid.
orphanage or some junk, or in some big school? Or
It's a big old English manor.
I feel
Yeah.
like I've seen that one, and she can see the kids or some junk.
And they've got the housekeeper. Yeah.
I think I've seen that one. That
And
was a good one.
yeah,
So
amazing twist. If you haven't seen it, don't yeah,
yeah, I'm
it's
not going to. That was like
worth
a
watching.
Shutter Island. Do you ever see Shutter Island?
Oh,
See that one,
Shutter
No, it's
Island
not.
is one of my all-time favorite fucking
mate.
movies
To
ever.
me, that
Ever.
was like that was the precursor for Inception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm 90% sure that came out first, but I remember going to see that with the mate of the movie, and we got through the end of that, and we were like, dude, that was fuck. Like the sacrifice he
Brilliant.
made at the end, like for anyone that hasn't seen it, but the sacrifice he
Oh,
literally makes at the end,
heartbreak.
and you're just like, oh my, you blows your head off, and all we hear is two blokes literally stand up at the at the end of the movie and just go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're just
Like,
like, how
or
did
it's
you
like,
get
you
that?
fucked. Say something. Say something. But I mean, that's just that cast is fucking incredible. I mean, Ben Kingsley is phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's and look, I love movies that are set in the 40s and 50s and stuff. It just does something. I just love it. I love like you had any from the institution before you left, you know, like we're federal marshals, you know what like I love, you know, I love that sort of that era, and when movies are set in that. I think it adds to the tension of it as well, that there's, you know, all of our modern shit that we have, you know, can debunk or disprove a lot of things, but like movies set in those times, you know, don't lend themselves to those kind of easy outs. So they've got a really tough job on their hands to make it engaging and believable, and to keep you on that path without suspecting the ending. Like, had no idea, none. You know, and that's hard. Usually I can pick it, you
It's
know what I
hard, yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I need an answer. I need an answer. Mark Ruffalo. Mm, mm. Oh yeah. 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 Yeah, that was a great movie too. I forgot.
Yeah.
Mm.
You do what the fuck you. I think I muted myself. I don't know what the fuck's going on here with my computer
No,
tonight.
we can hear you.
No,
We can
on
hear
my
you.
stream.
Great movie too.
Hold on. Hold on. Everything's going wacky tonight. I'm about to. No. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking to you. No, I've muted myself. Oh, for the love of God. No, I'm talking again. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I've hit the button too many times.
We can hear.
I know you can hear me. I keep on hitting my mute button. There it goes. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. I think I'm back. No. Okay, I'm just going to keep talking to you.
Charge my addiction.
Now we just got to go through this whole sequence where everything's just going to go stupid. Hold on.
Right, I'm
Yeah, go
taking
do
your
your thing.
headphones.
Okay, I think I fixed it. Wait for Cass to come back.
I'm here. I can hear you.
All right. But yeah, all those real thought provoking movies and stuff like that, and like I was saying, like with this whole people recycling old movies and trying to call them the same movies, but trying to redo them differently seems a bit redundant to me. Just use the concept of the movie and just call it a new fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
I got no issue with the message that people are trying to sell. More inclusivity is a very good fucking thing. Go for it. Like I keep saying, you do you, boo. But don't take like a movie, call it what you think what it was, and then try and redo it into a completely different movie. Just have the concept and just call it a different movie.
Yeah. It's like the creativity's left the place anymore. Like they've got no ideas, so they're like, "Oh, let's redo this one."
Yeah,
Or hey, this one sold heaps. Let's redo that one. And
yeah, but I
this one.
think yeah, and this is the thing, you know, it's like you look at everyone and it's like, oh, the technology's getting better. Wouldn't it be cool if we saw a live action of this movie? And
Yeah.
that's essentially what's happening. But the problem is they want to see the live action of the original movie that they saw, and they
Yeah.
want to take the kids to go get that experience that they had when they were younger. When you turn around and try and revamp the whole thing, people aren't exactly going to go and to try and engage in that same emotion that they had back then.
Yeah.
Whereas if you line it up as a new movie, as a new idea, it may be received in a bit of a better way.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Like, as much as people want to see the same stuff rehashed out and done a bit differently, people either want to see something new with a really good idea, and
Yeah.
people want that familiarity. And I
Yeah.
think a perfect idea for any movie company or anything like that is taking those old movies, taking the core idea of it, and trying to modernize it and just make it a fucking different movie.
Yeah.
Just call it
Yeah.
something different. Don't try and run off the piggyback of an old movie.
An old concept. And,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
people are attached to the old concept. They're not
Yeah,
attached to your new
that's
idea.
true. That's true. People will have emotional ties to these films that we grew up watching. You know.
Yeah, as consumers, we do, and it's even the same with music, man. When you hear someone do a shit cover of something, it makes you of a song that you love.
Yeah.
It makes you fucking angry.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I wouldn't mind seeing though? A live action, like them redoing a live action, is He-Man. I want to see.
Dude.
I want to
This
see
day and
He-Man
age, I
done
want to see a
right.
Thundercats one. I want to see a
Thundercats,
Thundercats live action, man. I want to
yes.
see a Thundercats live
Fucking-
action.
I seen
Hard.
I seen a fan made Thundercats live action and that Brad Pitt was in it. And they like take snippets from the movie Troy and they like must have
okay.
photoshopped his faces as you know the Thundercats characters and Vin Diesel was in it.
You know what? Let's try start it now. Brad Pitt
Yeah, you got
as
to do it, mate.
Lino.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Lino. Little
Yeah.
cat. The cat that runs
It'd
around
work.
with it.
It'll work.
And even then, it's like you have a look at I think I actually saw that they're going to do Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh no shit. I had those
sw-
figurines when I was a kid.
Dude.
I'm here for that.
Dude, like I just want to see a Street Sharks live action or just a mad
Yes.
CGI one. Because I tell you
Yes.
what, a lot of people got pissed off about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle revamps. I loved every
Yeah.
second of them. Loved them
Yeah,
both.
I
They're
love them
fucking
too.
awesome. As
Yeah.
the technology gets better,
Have you seen that there's test footage out there? Someone that has created like these 30-second snippets of all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters fighting, but it's like an animated version of the first movie costumes. Looks legit, man. Like so good.
because I've got mad
They're-
respect for those guys that did in those costumes. Those guys were like proper athletes, man. They did backflips and shit in those
Was it
in
like-
those suits.
Someone that played one of them was surprisingly known. No, I can't remember.
I think it was
We
Raphael.
watched that documentary about it.
I will say something about like if anyone's comedy fans out there and you like the Bad Friends podcast, Raphael in the cartoon sounds like he's voiced by what's his name?
Santino.
Yeah, Andrew Santino. If you like Andrew Santino's comedy and you go back and watch the original cartoon from the 80s and you start to think that sounds like Santino, you can't unhear it
Oh,
the whole
wow.
time. From you just imagine Andrew Santino saying the words that Raphael's spitting out.
He
Fucking hilarious.
does.
Changes the whole experience for you.
Because then,
You
you
just-
know,
you
if
just want
one of
Bobby
them,
Lee.
I was going to say, if one of them's Santino, then someone's got to be
You
Bobby.
just need
you
you
know?
need Bobby Lee to pipe it. They should have made Splinter sound like Bobby
Bobby
Lee.
Lee, I reckon, is more of, he's
He's a Splinter.
he's a fucking,
He's a Donatello. 100% he's a Donatello.
He's a
he's very like, dude.
Or
you know,
no,
dude.
actually, he would make a good
Bobby
Michelangelo.
Lee?
It's
Yeah,
like-
because he's like, dude,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
It's like,
you
I
know.
want to start a campaign right now, right? I'm going to start a campaign. We're going to start this. We want a hashtag, right? So
Yeah.
here's my thing, right? Have you seen the new Mario movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it as much as I did?
I
Yes.
fucking love it. It was magical.
I
Exactly.
loved
It was
the score
fantastic.
in the background
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
Every part about it. When they went to
Respectful.
side view and it looked like a platform game and shit.
Perfect.
I was out of my seat.
Yeah, like I took my kids, my daughter to go see it with a good friend of mine and my godson, and
Yeah.
we had the best day. Like me and my best mate, I think had a better day than Ziad, Seth, not Joe. Oh, it wasn't Joe Rogan. Yeah, it was Seth Rogen. So you know how Seth Rogen played Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
laugh, it's the laugh that makes Donkey Kong for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel there is only one person fitting enough to play Diddy Kong.
Okay.
Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, yeah. I can hear that.
Can you
Or considering the
imagine?
relationship, James Franco.
I know. We're going to skim over that part.
I can hear Wiz's laugh coming out of Diddy.
Exactly. I want to hear
Yeah.
Wiz's laugh out of Diddy Kong so hard it would kill my fucking life. Because me and my mate, look, me and my buddy Guy, we were sitting there and we're like, because we didn't look at the poster or nothing like that. We're just like, fuck, it's a Mario movie. We're going to see it no matter who is in it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And when we saw it, we're like, man, that voice sounds really familiar. Who's Donkey Kong? Who's Donkey? Like we're tapping each other over the kids. Like we're just hitting each other. Like it was funny as. And as soon as we heard the laugh, we're like, Seth.
I love it.
Kids are looking
And
at us
like
like,
Jack Black always nails everything he does, but like that was just I thought it was kind of the attitude that you'd want from him as a character, you know what I mean? And just like his stroppy, immature, but also very in love with Peach. Like I thought it was like he just played it.
it was such a
Perfect.
good concept. The way they actually took the time to think about the way they were going to present it without this whole damsel in distress thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. I like how they sort of did that at the end, but then Peach was a badass and held her own anyway.
Yeah.
It was,
But that's what's cool about it. She's not, see, she asked for their help. So she was willing to work as a team. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what I like about it. It's about doing it as a team.
Yeah,
Not about,
that was after she flipped him over and busted his ass.
Yeah.
but it was such a good movie.
Yeah,
Such a good movie.
I thought Chris Pratt did a really good job.
I loved that the accent, because I was like, how are they going to do this in today's very PC world? And look, if people that, you know, are Italian have an issue with how that character was represented, or they thought that their culture was being made fun of, then they have every right to say that. But that was what made me so curious, because I heard that there were complaints, and then I heard that there were complaints that he didn't do the original voice. But when I heard it was like the New York, I was like,
That's
fuck,
the way it's meant to be.
Awesome.
And this
That's
is the
such a
thing.
clever
What
take.
people don't understand is that there's already been a live fucking action of Mario Brothers. There's already fucking
and
been
it
one.
was
And it's the
Shmi from
greatest
Hook.
fucking movie ever made. What got me about the whole thing was John Leguizamo's stance on the whole thing. And it's like, really, bud? Really?
What was it? What did he say though?
He said that Italian people should be playing the Mario Brothers. And then he was in the original Mario Brothers live action role play. And your name's John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
You're Mexican
I-
brother,
look,
like a Spanish brother. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
look.
you're not even
I think
Italian
that's-
yourself. Like, that's...
And like the movie was great and all, but like it's a whole different sort of thing, right? Like that, like the animation were true to the character of the game. You know what I mean? It's, You know, it was completely different. I think it was done well. They tipped the cap to the accents in the ad for the
in the
for
very
the
beginning,
company.
they did
The
it for
original-
5 minutes. It was
the
probably
original
offensive
Mario
for
was-
5 minutes in that ad at the beginning.
Mario was in it. Yeah, he was. He did a cameo in the cafe or restaurant scene.
Yeah.
Right
The
after that.
original. Yeah.
And that's the
Looks
best part.
so-
Like there was so many like appreciation bits, like little tidbit Easter eggs. If you actually appreciate the movie and just don't look at it for what it is, like look at it through an offensive. I just
feel
want to
like
be
it was
offended by
made-
everything.
Us. Like it was definitely made for us in minds. You know what I mean? Like on a corporate level, it was made for us in mind because we're the ones that are paying for the tickets. But like in another sense, I think in terms of story writing, that was, I mean, even the score, where there was emotional moments in there, and you know, Mario's like doubting his self-worth and stuff, and in the background you can hear the dun 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 dun, dun. And I was like, oh, it's so beautiful.
And
Like,
it's
it
the
just, it was
nostalgia that comes
moving.
along with it. I can look. Some of my best days was sitting around with my little brother playing Nintendo with him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Playing Mario and shit
yeah.
and taking turns. And we used to have this thing. What we'd do, you know, you could play 2-player on Mario back in the day. We'd play, and then I'd get the poops if he was going better than, like I'd get the shits if he was going better than me.
I haven't heard someone say that
Yeah,
before.
that's the dad coming out in me. That's the
Yeah,
dad with like little kids coming out. But I had the shits with my brother, and then he'd jump, and I'd pause the game because I'd always be player one because I'm the older brother. And then he'd be halfway over a jump, and I'd pause it, and then as soon as I'd unpause, because he'd let go of the controller, I'd unpause it, and he'd fall down the hole.
Them's dirty payments,
Oh
man.
yeah, I was sore loser.
I used to love so okay, so there was a big controversy, not controversy, but like a whole Mandela effect thing. So about Alex the Kid. Apparently there was some dispute. It used to be everyone thought it was Alex the Kid,
No, it
but
was
it's like
Alex
something
Kidd.
different,
It's
right?
just Alex Kidd.
Alex
No,
Kid. Yeah.
Yeah. And that game, that was the first time I learned about cheats in games. Remember how you used to? Did you ever know that?
Yeah.
You used to mash the buttons
Yeah.
on the bosses, and you could see what they were going to throw.
yeah,
Did you ever know that?
I remember near the cave with the hamburger, that the last, I think it was the last boss. We always used to get my dad to do it because like he was fucking ace it. He would be able to go through the whole game in not that, like if we'd lose, because you know you'd lose and you'd have to fucking start again. So we got good at getting to a certain point, but when we would lose, you know, dad would get us back up to speed. And like I remember the first time I realized there was a pattern to the like, because it was scissors,
Rock,
paper, rock
yeah.
that you play with him in the cave, right? And there was a certain pattern of how he threw, like, what he threw. So, and I was like, oh my God, it's like you unlocked the universe as a kid, but it's like everything patterns after that. Do you know what I mean?
That was before they could update games and go onto your console and update your game and change all the patterns every 6 months and shit like that. It's look back.
Yeah.
When we're
It
sounding
was the
old
cartridge you
because-
blew when it would work.
Yeah, we had, and this is the thing. We all learned at a very early age that when you died, you didn't come back. You had to start the game again. There were no save spaces. There were no checkpoints. There was no little bits that you could just go, "Oh, come back to this space later." You had 3 lives in a fucking video game, and you fucking valued every single one of them. I used to collect coins. I used to collect coins on Mario like a motherfucker, just so I could get the extra lives.
Save your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Teaches you about saving your money, making safe choices.
Yeah, that's what it's all
responsible
about.
choices.
It is. It's
But yeah, different time when we were kids, man. Like I feel like there's so much of the spark and like the, you know, mystery about the world. And you know, when we were kids, we knew what we learned at school about the world. We knew what we learned and, you know, what we read in books or encyclopedias or whatever. But if you didn't travel, that's shit that you kind of heard
never
about,
learned
maybe
unless you
watched
learnt
stuff
it.
about. Yeah.
That's
But
a big
now
thing.
it's,
See, we learned what we were told.
Yeah.
Now
but we also
you got
have
these,
self-efficacy.
Yeah, that's right.
and I say this all the time. With these in your hand now, a world of ignorance is a world of choice because you have the opportunity to learn both sides of every story. You have like if you don't
At
know
any
something,
time.
there's no fucking excuse anymore.
And that is definitely the positive of it. I feel like we had more, I reckon,
We had more fun.
we had more self-efficacy as well. We had more, well, I don't know how to fucking solve this problem and I can't go to a library right now. So what the fuck do I do? All right, I'll figure it out. I'll think about it. I'll have a look at the situation and be like, all right, boy, you know what I mean? I feel like now, if you want to know how to do something,
Yeah,
you just Google it.
I think it
I
was
love that.
Which is great. It's
love it.
great.
Did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
But it's also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that show. One of these
Yeah.
episodes really done it for me. Do you ever remember the episode where they were sitting in the bar and they done a thing before smartphones and after smartphones? So they'd all be
Yeah.
sitting in the bar and someone would say a little tidbit of information that they learnt that no one else at the table had ever heard of. And the
Yeah.
dialogue would start and everyone would start arguing and ideas would get thrown back and forth and like everyone would be
Yeah.
thinking in tangent and you'd all be bouncing on like whether or not you'd be arguing or call each other idiots or why are you thinking like that or blah 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 blah. Conversations used to be had, and when you spark up those ideas or just say something, big conversations used to be had among small communities, like little groups of friends. Now someone says something,
Yeah.
the person across the table from you just goes, "Let's fact check that," and the conversation goes out the window because you get it quashed straight away. The whole
That's
conversation's
mean.
done.
Because I feel like I have a problem with people misrepresenting things and misleading people. And I also have a massive problem when I realize that's for an agenda or a motive of some kind. Even just in a conversation, I'm like, that's fucked up and that's manipulative and not true. You know what I mean? Like I may not announce it, but if I think that you're full of shit, I'll be looking that up.
Yeah.
I'm
But
not
but
ashamed to say it either.
the fun part was
Because I don't want to
you
think
used to
something's
be-
cool and remember it.
but you used to have a
And then it's
computer.
bullshit.
But you used to have a computer at home. Do you know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
used to have to go
You
home
never
and look.
have a calculator in your pocket.
Yeah, all you teachers that said that, I've got a scientific one in my pocket, and guess what? I can take a photo of the formula, and chances are AI will work it out for me. Go fuck yourself.
And
You're wrong.
if I don't know the code
Miss
on how to
Saab.
fix it, I'll ask
I remember
ChatGPT to
you,
write
Miss
it.
Saab, year 9 math.
I had some really good teachers, I have to say. I had some awesome teachers.
Yeah, I wasn't a pleasure to be around.
Like
at
I
school.
just
Nah, me either.
I got to a point where I wasn't,
Yeah.
but I think that the support I got before there were proper criteria, for kids that were dealing with mental health stuff or, parents splitting up or whatever, and they're dealing with shit that used to be real closed behind doors stuff. And, with the changing of times, it was very commonplace that people get divorced and all that sort of shit. So protocols were developed to support kids in schools, right? But, man, when I went through high school, I had a few dicks, of course. The teachers were, some of the teachers were power tripping, or just so old school and set in their ways that they couldn't see past the end of their nose, you know what I mean? But there were some teachers, and most of them that were just inspiring people to me, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There were the crazy drama teachers and the really insightful art teachers and
Yeah,
the
the
English
freedom
teachers
thinkers,
that
the ones that told you could
Yeah.
be more, the ones that said think
Yeah.
outside the box and enjoy yourself. It doesn't need to be so rigid, and that's.
yeah
I think that's what a lot of adults lose when they get older. You know what I mean? That little thing that you're into, you should hold on to it. That's why we're all older and still involved in the music scene. It's our one bit of freedom that we held on to avoid the mundane of society.
Yeah.
And I think it's too once you're involved in live music and being in a band or writing or just being involved in at some point performing live music, it's feeds you in a way that nothing else can. You know what I mean? So if you're a musician and you've fallen in love with, like I said before, that cyclical experience that you have as a crowd member and someone on stage at various times, once you've experienced that, and that's something that truly you feel that you're meant to be doing, or you feel that's always going to be a part of you, not having that is such a strange thing, to just not have anything else that is going to be able to engage that and fill that kind of need that you have. You know what I mean? It's so strange.
What's the weirdest thing? And I'll never understand. This is why I get like people that have the hobbies of carpentry and stuff like that. As humans, we're meant to create.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
we're the ones that created tools. That's what separates us from the rest of the animal kingdom. We're animals essentially, but that's what separates us from the rest of them. Where our ability to create and think and create art and do these things
Language
and
as well.
language and
Yeah.
well, look, I'm a bit funny about the language thing because we got however many different languages. I can't communicate with anyone from Japan, and no Japanese person is going to be able to communicate with me properly.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's going to be a bunch of hand signals. Are going to be pointing at shit, and it's going to be real awkward. And some of those hand
Mm,
signals I may offend them with because everyone moves in different ways too.
yeah.
And animals speak to each other, as far as I'm concerned. They have to be able to communicate in one way
Yeah.
or another.
That's
So,
that's the good thing about music, man. Like that, music transcends that sort of communication.
oh,
You
say,
know.
man, I don't know German. I can sing
Yeah.
Rammstein songs. I have no clue
Yeah.
what they mean, but I can
Yeah.
sing them. They connect with me. Just the vibrations
Yeah.
connect with me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's but that's it goes past, the notes which are doing, something physical and emotional at the same time, with vibration and things like that. But it's also like it's I feel like it's got something about that kind of energy of what their intention is
Mm,
about their with their lyrics, or the attitude or the feeling is there. So you can learn the patterns in which they convey that, but realistically I think that's what makes it so impactful, even if you can't understand the words,
yeah,
is that intention and the feelings
Yeah.
there.
You don't
yeah.
miss the emotion in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
the emotion's always there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Always, especially when you get a really good front person. It just makes
yeah,
everything. Like, and that's one thing that I love about your guys' show. You guys put on so much energy, not just with each other, but with the crowd and with the rest of the band and stuff like that. It comes in spades. Yeah. One thing
Oh,
I
thanks
do
definitely.
have to ask before I forget. I know you guys said, Decimator, what is going on? Hey, going? What is going on, Lance?
hey,
We're still going. Yes, we're still going. I do have to ask. You said Justin did leave Antonamasia a little while ago, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
What
he
is
did,
the
yeah.
plan moving forward since you had such a pivotal role in
Yeah. Okay.
those real key singing parts and stuff
with
like that?
with Antonamasia moving forward with and Justin leaving, it's given us the opportunity to I think when you guys get to hear the new music, there's a definite rebranding
Okay.
in how
It's
Antonamasia's.
respectful
Yeah,
rebranding too.
it's respectful, I
Because
believe.
we're still very, very tight with Justin. We see each other all the time. And one of the things that, will be undeniable is that Justin was and still is and always will be like a massive part of Antonamasia.
Yeah,
And so that was looking like it might be a challenge at the time, but because we're kind of going a little different, a little more experimental with some things, and just there's so much nuance in it. It's delicious. I think it's becoming something, and it is already something that is so heartfelt and so connected. And
yeah.
we're all very, very on the same page with writing. Like it's very, very, very easy to write. So
That's one thing,
it's
like
flowing
the
very well.
yeah, the creative process seems to, I don't want to say be effortless, but it's like flow state is sort of instant when we start working on the material.
Okay.
And I think that's got a lot to do with us as original members of Antonamasia working together, and and it's, I don't know, like the with the synth side of things, like that's still going to be a part of our music,
Just in different
but
forms.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not in the sense of there's going to be massive, like synth sections of songs and stuff like that, but but that element is still there.
Yeah, the thematic presence is still,
Are we
yeah,
are we
Yeah.
going?
it's
Are
still
we
there.
sort of going down the path of pre-recording those
Yep.
synth parts,
Tracks and
going the
stuff like
backing
that.
tracks and sort
Yeah,
of stuff like that? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it does have a definitive difference, I think,
Well,
in
it's like,
that
look,
sense.
losing a member is like losing a limb. At
Yeah.
the end of the
Yeah,
day, once you like, it's yeah. There's no other way of saying it. It's always going to make things different.
yeah.
It's how you guys adapt to the situation, or whether you fill that spot or you take a
And how it
different route.
happens is a big part of it too. It was very like, there's one thing, Justin is a very, very professional and very, very respectful and very, very heartfelt. Like we're family, you know what I mean? So when, one of us needs something in Antonamasia, when, we all rally around and, you know, if one of us feels like they're being led somewhere else, or they're, wanting to enter a different stage of their life and they need to, shift their focus for a while, whatever the case, that's what we do for
Mm.
each other. And I think Justin is an amazing communicator as well. So he was very open with us about what his feelings were and what he was thinking. And then when it came time to make the decision, we were all there for each other, So
Good.
you guys may have lost Justin, but we haven't. So
Ah, there you go.
he's still
No,
tough
that's
riding
good.
me.
That's
So
good.
yeah.
At least there's still that representation for him
And
there and
he's
stuff like that, because it either goes one of two ways. We all know there's no point in me going over it. It all
yeah.
goes one of two ways and stuff like that, and it it can be a real fickle thing, and I think it gets down to the stage where it's it's really weird where if a I don't know, yeah, it's really if it's an amicable release on everyone's part, it can go really well, and there can be a lot of respect in the thing, and there's always that chance that they can come back later when the time is right,
Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
opportunity comes up for them.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
the other hand, it can go obviously down that path of it being real snipey and real snikey, and like it gets real out of hand, and it I understand why it happens, but at the same time though, you got to respect the art and the artist. And if
Yeah.
three or four members aren't vibing with a particular person and it's not going well, I think there needs to be a lot, and like you said, communication is key. There needs to be a
Has to
lot
be a
more open
conversation.
communication where they sit in the room and you go, look, dude, dick move, fucking cannot believe this has gone on.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like it when it goes onto the internet with bands and stuff like that. But
It
in a day
happens.
and age where drama is king, it's a
Yeah.
bit silly not to bring it over to the internet, because at the end of the day, you're trending within the community.
Yeah, it does stir a bit of interest,
I
doesn't
just don't. I just,
it?
yeah. Look,
We were lucky, but like we were very lucky that we could, we were that close, and we are family.
Mm.
We
and
were able
the
to
respect is
we were
there.
able to know that the inclination was there months leading up to the announcement. We had big talks about it. It was all very everything was on the table,
Mm.
and we were all okay with the decision.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
is when you
And
spend enough time with those people, it's like you can look at the person during practice and just go, "Are you okay, man? You're not feeling this. You haven't been
yeah,
feeling
you're
this for
not
a
feeling.
while. Like we can tell you've not
Yeah,
been feeling this. You haven't been."
yeah,
Because yeah, you spend that much time when you make art together. It's kind of like having sexy time in the weirdest
yeah,
way. Like because
absolutely.
you're doing that
Very intimate.
together. You're creating
Well,
together.
that's,
Yeah,
and I think too that it's also the concept that, it's not just a job, you know what I mean? It's, if we were just like turning up to work together, which funnily enough, I did work with Justin and that was great. At one point we worked together. um, yeah, but it's like turning up to work and stuff like that. If you're with work colleagues, and there isn't really the friendship connection there first, it's kind of like you do your job and at the end of the day, that's it, you're done. But when it's this kind of, I don't even like calling it work, but it's this kind of project that people are doing together, it's very tied up with stuff that means something to you. There's, a whole range of complex emotions that are involved.
Well, it's an
And
emotional project first and foremost.
yeah,
yeah,
and you have to be able to trust those people. You have to be able to, like fall into like a bit of a rhythm with
Yeah.
writing or rhythm with, and sometimes the rhythm this sounds like an 80s song. The rhythm leads you somewhere else, or the rhythm, it's time for the rhythm to end.
Yep.
Can't stop the beat, whatever.
But
That's another one.
in
80s song.
our circumstance, it was all positives though, and
Yeah.
it opened the door for us to, like, when Justin decided that he had enough, we decided that we already had new ideas for material in the works, and we actually locked down about 8 weeks leading up to our first show without Justin, and we put together a whole new set with all new material. We still played the last two songs that we released, like End Oblivion and Kinesis, and all of Justin's work is on the track, bar his vocal contributions, and we put that together. I think we were rehearsing, 3 hours Thursday, 6 hours on Sunday every week until we played the show. What
In
was
Sharkfest.
no, that was Battlefest, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
And
the first one.
and then and yeah, we debuted all of our new material at that show, and it worked, and it felt great, and it was exciting because it was, the first new songs that we've written together as the original members of Antonamasia since, the EP that we released in 2006, and yeah, and at that show we were looking out in the crowd and seeing people that were like listening for, they must have listened and caught the lyrics on the first time the chorus went around, and they were singing them back to us the second time. Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
It was
impact.
just
That's
great.
some serious impact.
Yeah, and
It's that energy. That's the live thing.
yeah. So I'm really looking forward to when we get to share all this new stuff with everyone. I think it's going to be received well, and it's
Just a real
it's a
heart
new
project.
Antonamasia. It's coming out.
Yeah.
We're gonna have new logo, new new font for our band name, and it's gonna be like an evolution style rebranding of
Yeah.
what's already there. It's all the same,
And that's
but just it's yeah,
that's what's important. It's not like the structural changes with Justin moving on was like, all right, let's now change everything. It's just, and it's not that this is
was
better
organic.
or worse than how it was before either. It's just the next stage.
Yeah.
Like for this time,
Hey, it's
this
like
is
when
what,
Coca-Cola just puts on a new label. It's just same old Coke, just a new label.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
yeah,
That's
and
what it
yeah,
it's
is.
we've got lots of things in the works. We're actually playing in January 25th at for the Rockdale Rocks On. This
27th?
was it?
25th?
No, I think it's the 25th. It's the Australia Day
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
in Rockdale. So yeah, but that's with Battle God. I think Nobody's Fools headlining that,
Yeah.
and our friends in Black and Rose are on the
Oh
bill
yeah,
as well.
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome night.
Yeah.
But yeah, really looking forward to that. And yeah, but like when we've got all that shit together for the new material, we're planning to put like an East Coast tour together, and really make a big deal of it this time around, I think. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it.
I
So you
think
should
I
be.
think
Yeah.
interstate shows have probably been one of the I reckon probably the highlight of this year. Like this year's been a rough year, but we've
Right,
had
it was Central New South Wales though.
so well okay,
Because they were travel shows.
yeah.
It
Sorry,
felt interstate because we were in the van for like 15 hours.
I was talking about when we went to Sharkfest, but
Yeah, that was still in New South Wales.
oh
That's how long. That's how long it takes you to drive to places.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
we
my
played
God.
in Broken Hill with
Broken
Victoria
Hill,
and
yes.
Firestorm,
Yeah,
friends in Firestorm,
that
legends,
was yes.
and Sharkfest. We're one of 14 bands playing over 2 stages. It was hectic. We got to play with Bellhaven and Orpheus Omega, Firestorm.
Yeah.
It was
There's so
very, very
so
cool.
many, and honestly, I think it's those things because that's where you get to see, you get to get outside your bubble. Like we get to get it outside, the Sydney scene, and like we're in and out of, the Sydney scene and progressively more in.
Yeah.
But I think it's really valuable to see what the other,
Playing in the outback is awesome. The people are hungry for live music.
Yeah,
They're hungry
just
oh
for
nice,
man, you are
it's,
speaking my
nice
language.
people,
so
I
good.
so
It's so
preach
good.
this to
nice.
no end. I say to every single local band that I'll get onto here, and this is the way North Lane done it. They conquered the country. They went
Yeah.
out and they played all those small shows. And when
Yeah.
they start making noise, believe me, the city people don't want to be behind the country people. So once the country people start making noise, the city people grab onto it with both hands. It's just the fact that you have those places, and you know what the great thing about those country places are? They don't care what show it is. They just want to go to a show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to say, I really think like performance wise and just sort of things I understood about myself as, as a musician or a vocalist, as someone who writes or whatever the case, like something really came together, I think, for me with Broken Hill. I was really sick as well. Like I was very much not following the health advice on the packaging for all the things I was taking, but trying to get to, the stage where that being sick wasn't going to be the thing, an issue. But I think at that show, like, not only was it just fun, like it was fun, the way there was hilarious and fun, the way back was fun, like,
It was awesome. My
and
dad is an interstate truck driver, so we got him to drive the tour bus
we had
while
a great time.
we partied all the way
That's
there.
enough.
Cassie tried to cut me off. But yeah, we partied all the way there. We were staying in like a hotel place. I think Victoria K was staying in the same joint. The
Yeah.
guys from Firestorm lined it all up for us. It was awesome. The night before the
Lead Heavy
show,
Productions.
we were able to go. We went to like the pub where Priscilla Queen of the
Priscilla.
Desert was filmed.
Yeah.
Like scenes were filmed in there, and it was like we had a pub crawl all the way to the place of the venue where we were playing, and we went and partied there for a little while.
Oh,
There was a
so
DJ
much fun.
like bumping out the old 90s classics. And
Yeah.
we ended up conquering out of there, like, and it was
We
so,
said-
even the police caught up with us on the way back to the hotel, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And we're like, "Oh, nothing."
We're
sir."
playing the show.
But
We're
they
playing the
were-
show, and they're like, "Oh,
They
we'll
knew
come."
they knew that like there was like band people in town from Sydney, and
Yeah.
they were just chill. They didn't harass us. They were just having a
They're
laugh.
really
and-
nice. Everybody was so nice.
Yeah. It was just the whole experience was excellent,
But it was-
and linking up with Firestorm, like we've got
Yeah.
like solid friendships with those boys now, and
Yeah. And Victoria.
and Victoria
Beautiful
K, yeah,
Victoria. Yeah.
it was
just
it was
cool,
an awesome
like,
experience.
It was cool walking it because it was at the BHP. So it was cool just like the night before the show where we were like, we're going to be good. Like, we're going to make sure that we don't drink too much tonight. So we're fresh. And I can't drink too much the night before because of my voice anyway. And I was already sick. So yeah, but like, it was just so cool to go down there. We went down there, we had dinner, we had some drinks. We were sitting with Ash and chatting, and we were bumping into Victoria K, and Carmeria were there. And like, so we were just like walking around the restaurant, like, and it was just like bands everywhere.
Yeah,
and
that's
musicals,
awesome.
and everyone was just talking, and
Yeah, heavy metal
so cool.
took over Broken Hill
Yeah.
that night.
Man,
And,
but
like,
see,
going
that's the
out
thing.
into
They
the
love
common
that shit. They love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
just good people.
we got
They
man.
all
are.
mixing with the locals and
Yeah.
everything. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find out all the goss. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
great.
this country town's loose lips.
And it's
Sure.
just those shows too that for me, like, the whole, it's all about the journey, but like really, like I feel like it's a time that we get to do different stuff as a band too. Like we love hanging out, but we, as busy as life is, and as with everything that each of us are all trying to do with music or whatever else, there's not a lot of time where you would spend 8 hours or 19 in a van with everybody, or you wouldn't be spending much consecutive time together. So we're all like learning about who we are as adults and stuff, but that just made it feel like we would kids again. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that was amazing. Like that alone was just
Well,
Let me
see,
just
so
let me
forward.
just correct the information before that we're playing on January the 27th
okay.
for Rockdale Rock Song. Cassie was right. Easily, easily.
Smart move.
And that's with Nobody's Fool, Ace on Fire, Black and Rose, Motor Ace, and Antonamasia.
Wow.
And that's through Battle
Wow.
Road Productions.
We're starting to hit the 3 hour mark now, and I've got to go to work
Oh,
tomorrow.
look at that.
This has
All right,
been
mate.
a mad chat, but before we go, I ask every single person that comes on this one big ask question. All
Yep.
right. So, Beer Buddy has a full head of hair. All right. I'm a young pug. Young pug, maybe 15 years old, and I'll come running up to you guys with my guitar in my hand. And I say, Sam Cass, I'm just about to start a band. What's the best piece of advice you could give me and my band to start moving forward in a, not a fast, but a reasonable fashion?
I would say network. I'd say go out to shows, support other local acts, get amongst it. If you're not amongst it, you're outside of the circle, man. And you know, once once you get the opportunity to get on the stage, you let the music do the talking.
You know what? That's actually a first one. I've never had networking. That's a really, really good one because at the end of the day, when you make friends with those people and you show your support, when you go on stage, if you've done everything right, that support will be reciprocated. That's a
Yeah,
really good piece of advice.
you're welcome.
I like that. Whoever's listening, the 16-year-old Kyle out there should be.
Yeah.
My well, my my first thought would be um about defining your boundaries. So figure out what's important to you, figure out your limits, what you're willing to take, what you're not willing to take. And then if you're wanting to to make a real go of it, you got to be prepared to be tired, not paid, often, burning the candle at both ends. But if you're passionate about it, then
Worth it.
it'll sustain you. Yeah. And that's the thing that I think people can see. And that's what I feel like stands out about bands. If they're passionate about it, it comes through,
Well, that's the thing. The passion reflects because when you're passionate about it, you start making those connections, and other people start seeing your passion, and that becomes infectious. And
And it sustains you through the quiet times or the lots of no's, the rejection and the, you know, trying to make it. For a lot of younger bands, that's the objective, but try and find what's important to you about it. Does it fulfill you? Is it something that you can't live without? Then push it as hard as you can.
I like that. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And this is why we do what we do, because at the end of the day, yeah, we love music so fucking much that, yeah, we want to bring it to everyone in one way or another. And I do it in this way. And luckily enough, I'm surrounded by some great musicians here in Sydney and Queensland, with Raf doing all his work up there. And mate,
Yeah,
we're so
mate.
appreciative of all you guys doing so hard work, and that's why we keep coming out to these shows and we keep trying to promote you guys as hard as we
That's
can.
awesome.
Because Sydney isn't, Australia in general isn't fucking untapped resource.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is
There are
such.
so many talented people within 45 minutes of here that it's bananas.
Yeah.
And it's the one thing that we've realized, as of late, especially like over the last couple of years, how much the community aspect is is so important, you know what I mean, and for us. So when we see bands that are like that, we know we're just pushing it and passionate, and just like Firestorm, man, they're just like they're unstoppable, right? And so they're pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and they're starting to get within a year get to
They're doing awesome
international
things.
supports and doing things that are, and it's, I think, yeah, that passion,
Shows.
yeah,
And the
really
fun
does.
and the big thing is people need to understand that. I really need to clarify this. We don't want millions of dollars. We just don't want
No.
to have to go to a 9 to 5 job. We just want to be able to write music for you full time and try. And the more time we
Yeah.
have to put, the more time these people have to put into their music, the more entertaining it will be for you in the long run.
Yeah.
Because they have more time to think about it instead of wasting their time on a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah. And even and if that's, as far away as it can be for a lot of us, I feel like even just so we can have more places to play shows, man. Do you know how many times Sam and I have planned where we're going to open a venue? Like
Yeah,
I
oh, dude.
I really want to do it. And half of it is because I keep saying that I see, some, forms of music and stuff that I'm not really keen on. And I see how popular it is. And I'm like, I don't get how I know. I have phone numbers in my phone for people that are 900 million times as more dedicated and just as, passionate and exceedingly more talented than the person that I'm watching on TV. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's seeing that and it not having the platform or the just even a little bit of that light enough so that they can get a leg up and get started. You know what I mean? On it, like a full-time career of it. That's
It's a dream.
yeah, would be awesome to be able to eventually provide a place
Just
that
pay
does
rent.
that.
Just pay rent with it. Just pay
Yeah.
rent.
Yeah,
Pay rent or the
yeah,
mortgage. That's it. Nothing. Don't,
yeah,
don't want to buy. Don't want to buy a 15-bedroom house. Just want to be able to pay mortgage.
yeah, yeah. That's it. Just
That's
pay rent.
it. Well, guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to leave it there. Give everyone a wave before we go. A big shout out to Ziad, Tarisk, Decimator Band. You're all the legends for jumping on here and saying hello. Means
Love you
so much
guys.
to all of us. Guys, I will see you on the 11th of January
Yes.
at Freaks on a Boat. We
Yep.
with Simo's production company, which will be
Yep.
absolutely awesome. That's going to be, like I said, $28 on a fucking boat, cruising around the harbour, 8 o'clock at night. If you want any more, like, there's no other reason to go. You don't even have to go listen to the music. You just sit on one of the floors and just go look at the harbour. $28. You're daft if you don't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music will not disappoint.
Oh,
No,
no,
it's
the
good,
music's
man.
going to be the bonus because your little minds are going to get blown. And this is the thing, like just go out there and find something new. Don't get so stagnant in your fucking music. And like I always say before I finish my streams, like I said, don't go anywhere, guys. Remember, everyone, you fucking deserve everything. Go out there, do the best that you can with everything in life. Dance like no one's watching, sing like no one's listening, and fucking go love like it's the last day on earth, and you will be fine. I promise you. Just go enjoy yourselves. I will